Virgin Triggered Baby. It's the AEW Wednesday night dynamite review on the Joe Cronin Show. Baby.
Are you ready for this? Come.
What's up, wrestling fans? While we wait for everybody to get in here and we talk about AEW Dynamite tonight, that's going to be fun. The algorithm loves it when you hit the like button. Please hit the like button, man. It really is going to help out. Recently, I've been working on a 2-hour wrestling show that's been put on by our good friend, Teddy Goods, baby. Teddy Goods, you've seen him on SmackDown and Raw and AEW and everywhere else. You've seen me wrestle him in a teddy bear a long time ago. And we're working on a huge event. It's going to be fun to bring it to you. And it's going to be available. And I'll let you know when it's out. I've been producing it, editing it, putting it all together. It's a lot of fun. Check out the intro. Look at this. And now, it's time. From the Revive Old Brewery in Providence, Rhode Island, this is Live Professional Wrestling! What's up, wrestling fans? This is Live Pro Wrestling. Let's take you to Rich Palladino.
Check. Yeah, this works.
It's going to be a lot of fun, man. I'm telling you, I had a blast producing this. This is the probably the 30th wrestling show that I've put together and edited and did everything for. So I can't wait to finish it off and then tell you guys where it's going to be available. It'll be a lot of fun. But tonight there was a lot of fun and a lot of, I would say tonight there was some bonehead stupid things that happened. I think AEW has some problems. But there was also some pretty fun moments and good stuff, and we're on our way to All Out. And there was certainly a chaotic and crazy main event. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not like most girls, okay? Nia Jax, Nia Jax. I can call her a cow because CM Punk calls people fat in the crowd. You guys notice that? You guys ever notice CM Punk is allowed to call people homos and fat and ugly and all these other things? But, you know, AJ Styles is a racist, people are fat shamers, and all this other stuff. Meanwhile, he's allowed to say whatever he wants. I guess that's where the punk comes from, right? You know, hey, whatever. Hey, man, if you're Jewish, you can say anything you want, let me tell you. But I guess that's the way it goes for CM Punk. So we'll talk about that. Obviously bizarre. But, whatever. Big fat cow in the front row, whatever he said, I don't know. So, in the main event tonight, I went from thinking this is dumb to thinking this is fun to thinking, holy shit, did they just do that? And to thinking, wow, they're no-selling, to thinking this is stupid, to thinking this is a circus act, to thinking this is hilarious, to thinking this is exciting but stupid. I'm just going to be honest, I don't know what I feel about some things. It's hard to figure it out. But what I was fairly entertained, I guess, even though it was nuts. But yeah, bizarre is definitely one of those words that comes to mind tonight, and it was bizarre. Let me tell you that. And Oh my God, is this gonna happen every Wednesday?
We plan the spot all day.
Oh my God, the one D Welsh is here.
I want you to jam it in.
What is this every Wednesday?
Oh, it's in your bunghole.
Oh my God.
Oh, it's in your bunghole. I want it jammed in my bunghole. Oh, it's in your bunghole.
Audio Jungle.
The one is here. Acknowledge me. 6. 5 tenths for this evening. Drew Barr, Ghost from the Coast and Sith. You all can suck my ass.
Wow. The one D Welsh is here. 6.5 out of 10 from him for AEW tonight. I think I might be on that same trajectory. I might be at a 6 out of 10 tonight. I'm not sure. D Welsh, man. Holy dude. $100. Wow. I think some people really enjoyed AEW tonight. I think some people were a bit confused by AEW tonight. And I think some people did not understand tonight. I'll be honest. I think the gamut is all over the place. I'm going to put a poll up, D. Welsh, for you, man, because that sparked an idea in my head. I don't know what to think about tonight, so let me put a poll up in a second. Guys, if you want to donate to the show live, I mean, I know he just dropped $100, so that's insane. Oh, my God, man. Holy hell, D. Welsh. Oh, my God. Thank you, man. Oh, my God, bro. Oh, man. Literally the definition of an emo bad something from 2000, still playing the same music. Not a fan of CM Punk, I see. Oh, man. Thank you, D. Welsh. I can't believe it. And because of you, D. Welsh, I'm going to throw some more. I'm going to throw another preview from the show that I recently called at Live Professional Wrestling. The stage right hand! They're right in front of us here! Do this. And now
That's too high. The ring
Teddy Goods with Channing Thomas. Oh, look! Oh, my God! Wow! Goods through Channing Thomas. He really chucked him there. Let's see it one more time. The stage right hand! They're right in front of us here! And now
That's too high. The ring
Teddy Goods with Channing Thomas. Oh, look! Oh, my God! Wow! Goods through. That was a fun time, man. A fun time at the brewery in Providence, Rhode Island. Let me tell you that. And there'll be more coming later, and you'll be able to watch the whole thing in full, like all the other things that I do. But anyway, D. Welsh dropping $100, man. Let's put him on the board, and then Mustafa's gonna be joining us. I talked to Jake today, everybody. Jake says hi. I know I always say this. I don't know if he's, I don't know what he's saying, but essentially Jake was alluding today that he might, show up at some point to do something. I don't know if that's true, but I got to reread what he was saying, but he had a big sort of intrusive little surgery thing today, and I think he's going to be all right. And he was telling me that, Sonny's a whore and things like that. Yeah, he did respond to me afterwards. So Jake says hi, everybody. I'm going to join Mustafa in a few minutes and talk with him about a few things. Morrissey debuted tonight. Yes, that's a big one as well. We're going to talk about that. A lot of people thought maybe, MJF was going to show up tonight or whatever. I'll tell you what, if MJF isn't showing up by All Out or even a show after All Out, man, these are different times. The one, D. Welsh, has absolutely dropped the top donation of the night in $100. He has single-handedly been a beast this entire month, D. Welsh. Let me tell you something, man. He has dropped the most. I've never seen D. Welsh this wild, donating-wise. The link for donations is in the chat. It says Doante Live. It should say Donate Live, but it says Doante Live, which is how a retard like me speaks. So thank you. Also, click the like button and stick the thumb way up my ass. Way up my ass, because to be honest, guys, the algorithm is going to not like this video because the algorithm is going to see almost 400 people watching but only 71 likes, and the algorithm is going to treat that negatively. we need to get 200 likes right now. We need to be around 30 to 40% likes. That's how the algorithm works. So if you got a second, man, hit that like button. I'm going to put a poll up about AEW. And please, if you are super chatting tonight and you are donating tonight, feel free to drop in your rating of AEW. Let us know live on the air your rating. I want to hear what it is. And I'm going to put up a poll right now. And there we go. There's the poll. The parameters have been set. The one D. Welsh has dropped $100.
You raised a piece of shit.
Eighth Steel Punk stuff was good, main event was sloppy. Ospreay does not have it in my opinion. PPV looks good though.
Mason Royalson, thank you for the 666. You know, I would never go so far as to say that Will Ospreay doesn't have it. I mean, I don't know what that means, but, you know, like Will Ospreay is an excitingly explosive, crazy, acrobatic, like Kenny Omega-style wrestler who I think is crazy and fun and exciting in many ways. But I don't particularly love that wrestling style. But what I do like is a mixture of all the wrestling styles. And seeing Will Ospreay in a match like Will Ospreay is fun when there's not 6 other ones like it. And if that's the case, then I like to see Will Ospreay. But I'm not a big fan of him. And you know, what is he? Sounds like a soap. Will Ospreay. Have some Will Ospreay and stay scented. It just sounds... And the guy, you know, he did some crazy dumb things tonight. Whatever. Some people love it. Some people don't. Whatever. It's not necessarily for me, but I'm not going to say that Will Ospreay doesn't have it. I can't say that. You know, I mean, I think the guy is fun and exciting and talented, but no sells and stuff like that. So, you know, that's the problem. That's what he is. He's a flip-floppy Taka Michinoku, like, flippity-floppity circus guy, you know? For me, it'll never be a main event type of thing. It'll never be a megastar that's going to sell tickets like Hulk Hogan and The Rock and Stone Cold and Shawn Michaels even, and stuff like that. It's never going to happen. But do I think he's talented? Yes. Do I think he's a top athlete in the ring? I mean, I think so, yeah. So I would never say that Will Ospreay doesn't have it. I mean, it's just... He might not be your thing, though, and it doesn't necessarily help wrestling that much, in my opinion. But, man, shout out to D. Welsh calling everybody out. I don't know, he does that all the time. D. Welsh, man, I don't think anybody's going to top that tonight, man. Thank you, though. D. Welsh keeping the lights on, maybe, tonight.
You all have decided to take your hard-earned money and to fund my show, to fund what I do, to fund what I believe in, to fund my godly ass. JCS Army, donate to me.
You've done it. The Soundwave 92.
Acknowledge me.
Whoever does this is question your sexuality.
Way better than last week, but did they really need to do 3 different promos to fix their own fuck up for the PPV? This show flew by ATL, so I will give a 6/10. Watching Excalibur get cut off before every commercial tonight was hilarious.
Yeah, dude. They cut Excalibur off after almost every commercial. It was like, they were like, listen, man, you're always running over on the commercial things. Like, you got to nail it when we say commercial. And then, so tonight he was like, Tony was like, nope, cut it for commercial. Hilarious. I'm glad everybody noticed it too. Everybody was commenting on it all night long. I thought that was absolutely hilarious as well. Ridiculous, Mongoloid. That was funny, man. That was hilarious. Hey, CM Punk. CM Punk almost had his own little Shawn Michaels moment tonight. He lost his smile. Got a little boo-boo. Now, I don't know if I love this. I don't know what I think about this situation, but what I will say is it did somewhat entertain me, and it made me curious, I guess. Rather than just a build to the show, you know. CM Punk gets squashed by Moxley. Moxley goes like kind of heelish on him tonight in Chicago. And then CM Punk's mentor, friend who trained him, Steel Magnolia, was like, you know, you son of a bitch, you know, we all think CM Punk's hurt. He's not. So the whole thing was worked for this story. That's a big thing, is we got a lot of answers as far as that goes, right? We weren't 100% sure on what was really going on. Well, now we know. Now we got all the answers as to what's really happening here. It was all just for story, to build it up a little bit more in a different way. And, you know, part of me doesn't love it, really, but at the same time, it did entertain me, and the show flew by tonight. So, you know, I'll take it, man. I'll take it, I guess. Just like Punk's friend would probably take it. Probably fucking rode up on him while he was training him on the mat, you know? CM Punk, CM Junk, you know, I don't know. Let me start the show back off so I can get back on track here, because I'm all over the place. So, tonight opened up with Moxley. I thought cutting a great promo. I thought this was one of Moxley's best promos, by the way. One of the best promos I've ever seen Moxley cut. No doubt about it. No, you know, I don't know. There's been all these rumors that the you can't swear on AEW or something like that. I don't know, man. They still do it. There was a couple of people who tried not to. I noticed Moxley at the beginning of the show, and I wonder if there's a note that maybe at the beginning they're not supposed to, or in the first hour they're not supposed to, or something. Because Moxley was like, you know, I beat the you-know-what out of him or something, and it was like, what? Why didn't you just say it, or why didn't you say something similar to it? You know, I don't know what they were, you know what I mean, what they were saying, or what he was getting at when he did that. So, I don't know. But Moxley went off. I thought it was one of his best promos. Haven't loved all of his promos, really. But, you know, I thought this one was pretty fiery. You know, I liked it. He was a little bit heelish, which, fine, you know what I mean? Because I thought it was... That made it better, obviously. Made it good. So I like this promo by Moxley. And he did look angry. I think the Rogane's working, by the way. And then Jericho cut a decent promo. You know, it was all right on Daniel Bryan. It was okay. You know, so at this point, you know, we got a promo from Moxley. We get a promo from Jericho. Lots of talking at this point. And then, honestly, Daniel Bryan and Jake Hager came out and had a pretty good match. Like a 7.5 match or a 7 out of 10 match. And for Hager and for Daniel Bryan, you know, this was surprisingly decent, this match. So, you know, I think the show really was at a 5 or a 6, you know, at this point. And that sort of held true all night. 25 minutes into the show, they're still wrestling. You know, it all breaks down at the end with Jericho and that sort of thing, and the story with Danny Boy there, whatever. Then you get the Librarian and all these guys coming out like they're wingmen, almost like the models that are whatever they're doing with the models on SmackDown. These guys are like, well, the wing, like, it was weird, you know, whatever. Pete Avalon looks like an infected foot. And that's when Morrissey, or whatever his name is, I don't know, Morrissey comes out and, beats the shit out of all of them. And I love that right away, what's his name? Stokely comes out right away to hand over a card. Like, we got to talk, bro. Holy shit, I'm going right after this beast. That was pretty good, too. Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking with Punk, being injured and then he's not injured or whatever. I really don't understand what exactly that was all about. I mean, I do understand, but it just seems a little weird. Morrissey looked awesome. Looked like a beast. Looked like an invader. Someone coming to invade the company or something. That was kind of decent. Ziggler's brothers group is called Wingman. I think it is. It's something like that. Something like that, man. It's very weird. D. Welsh with the $100 donation tonight. Yeah, I seen the guy with the sign that said "Just enjoy wrestling." Thought that was funny. I mean, most people should just enjoy it or whatever, to be honest. But it's my job to love it and hate it, no matter what.
You raised a piece of shit.
Predictable main event after Hangman joined the Dark Order. Punk returning after 1 week isn't sitting right with me.
Right.
Too many matches on All Out 4 tenths.
Yeah, they're really going with quantity over quality in much of this, I believe. A spectacular amount of matches instead of, building up some multiple rivalry storylines. The Jungle Boy Christian storyline is almost kind of faded a little bit. Luckily, they had that little sit-down thing tonight, but, that's something that's been built. The Punk thing with Moxley, but everything else to me is all just blending together and blending in. And, I guess Jericho and Bryan Danielson that's pretty solid. But, yeah, there's just a lot. There's a feeling of dread or a feeling of missed opportunity in my mind about this. That's just how I feel about it. Maybe I'm missing something. I'm going to head over to Discord now because I know that Mustafa has been itching for days to talk about many things. And it's been a crazy day. Malachi Black asked for his release, and apparently it was granted. Wow. That's a rumor by somebody. Malachi Black has apparently asked for his release, and it was granted. Which means he's going to WWE. Triple H reached out to Malachi Black and said, bro, what the fuck are they doing with you? The same thing that WWE did to you. Come back. Let's get your old entrance back. You're going to rise from the casket again. You're going to go out there and you're going to kick ass. And you're going to be Aleister Black once again, apparently. So I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what people are sending me. Could be a fake rumor. Could be bullshit. Who knows? All right. Oh, I love you in the private parts. Oh, Mustafa, I want your private parts. Oh, Mustafa, I want your private parts. Go ahead, bend over, I want your private parts.
You gotta stop watching porn, Joe. It's making you go blind.
You like that song? That's for you. So what's going on, man? What do you think? Hit me with your best shot, because it's been a while since I've talked to you, and I know we could talk about a lot of things, but hit me with tonight. What do you think?
You want me to fire away, Joe? You want me to fire away on this?
All right, you're creeping me out. You creep me out. Stop
You're
it.
creeping me out. You're creeping me out. When you
Stop
start
it.
with that introduction, you're talking about you're sticking to that.
Yep.
I don't know what you call it. That that 80s senile fantasy of just like everything that's just under the gutter. You got to eat that bread and butter. What's wrong with you, son? Anyways, yeah, tonight was definitely a step up from last week in terms of, again, it wasn't much, but there was definitely a lot of elements that we knew going in that was just going to set up the table for what was going to happen this weekend. I'll give my overall rating a little bit later, but a couple things that I thought were intriguing. So when we start off with the first match with Danielson and Hager, just being in the ring with Danielson, you knew that it was at least going to be a decent match that was going to be passable. And I'm actually a little bit surprised that Jake Hager was actually able to hold his own even in that circumstance.
Yeah, I'm surprised that they had good chemistry. And it was pretty good, and the crowd was popping at all the right things, which made it funner. So, yeah, I thought it was going to be trash, and I actually thought it was pretty solid, like you said. I'd say like a 7 or 7.5, but it was a fun 7 or whatever you want to call it. It was one of their best matches that I can remember. I mean, that could have been a pay-per-view match, maybe. I mean, not maybe it could have been an opener. So, I don't know. It was a nice little match, and it was two different styles, like you said, kind of colliding. So, that was nice.
I agree, but I think it was mainly, and you can tell that although that the match was produced, obviously, by whoever produced the match, Danielson definitely was the ring general of that match. Yeah,
maybe, probably. But yes, it was well executed, so good job, man. I mean, if anything, Hager can follow the instruction for sure, because it went pretty well.
I know you sort of kind of briefly went into the Moxley promo a little bit. Basically, him knowing that he's in Chicago, the fact that he beat Punk in Cleveland, and the moment he brings out the contract and says, "I'm putting out an open contract," and Punk's friend comes out, which I didn't even realize that was his trainer from years ago.
Yeah.
Decides to pick up the contract in the ring. We knew we were going to get the rematch, and
yeah, that was ridiculous. Like it was like, oh, okay. But I mean, it's okay. I mean, it's a nice thing. Do you like that story?
At first, I was a little bit kind of like, "What's the point of this story?" But then after, which we'll get into the promo a little bit with Punk.
It's like they oversold the injury last week. I feel like that's the only thing that doesn't make sense.
Well, he oversold the injury, and it was on the wrong leg. So it was a little bit confusing. At first I thought, okay, maybe it's going to be a different opponent for what's going to happen Sunday, and it's not. So I was even more confused. Then I realized, wait a minute, Punk. This was supposed to be Punk's summer. He was originally going to be the guy. He had to rest his injury. Moxley took over for the summer. I thought he did a great job as interim champion, and then he ended up winning the belt, which again, I kind of in a way expected it, even though that Punk, for whatever reason, you know what I mean, he would because if we were going to be a couple weeks out from the match, from the pay-per-view, which by the way was still not even announced, I'm pretty sure that we were going to get some type of relation with Punk at least being involved of some kind. But the fact that they did that angle last week, again, it just felt phony to me. I don't know, but
well, it is all phony, just so you know.
Well, I mean, people are fake.
Real to me, goddammit.
Yeah, the story don't make sense.
But you know what I mean, though, right? And after tonight, we might as well just talk about the Punk promo now. When Punk came out, honestly, the first part of that promo, it sounded more like a Bret Hart sort of kind of whining, complaining type of a promo. I felt like I let all of you down and this and that, blah, blah, blah. And then, of course, when his trainer comes out, I'm like, okay, here he goes. He's going to fire him up and he's going to sign the contract. So even though that it was predictable, at the end of the day, what could you do, especially when Punk got injured for 3 months?
Well, it was predictable tonight, but I mean, it wasn't predictable in the last week. We didn't know what was going on.
Which again is what you want, but at the same time, though, just the way everything kind of went down, it's like, all right, let's reward Moxley. But the main reason why I believe Punk is going over this Sunday is mainly because it's in his hometown. They want to get the big pop. But then that also gives me a suspicion of what goes down after the match, which we'll talk about a little bit later. But when his trainer came down and smacked him upside the head, and like that whole transformation of Punk goes right in, it was like, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. I mean, again, he turned up to like 120, which again, I was expecting from the get-go, but again, this is all storytelling, and he's just trying to be the Bret Hart of storytelling in this situation.
Yeah, it was a little weird, but I like it kind of. Like, it was entertaining enough, but it just was a little weird. I don't know. This is happening this weekend. So it was surprising, I guess. But then, yeah, Punk gets crazy, goes into the crowd. That was kind of fun, I guess. But yeah, just a little weird. I don't know. It's like, I feel like this is overthought. Like, they could.
Because Dave Meltzer had been saying it for months that this is still going to be the main event for All Out. So, just connecting the dots, just was like, oh, okay, this is how they're going to do it.
Well, Joe, if I'm a wrestling promoter, if you're a wrestling promoter, and you don't even have your main event announced until literally the week of, I mean, would you realistically do that, no matter even if it's just this one time, despite the fact that there were injuries this entire year? That would be mainly a risk on my part, especially when it comes to pay-per-view buys.
I would not do it with the main event, or the main title. I would do this story, but I'd do it with somebody else. I wouldn't do this with the main event. That's me. And I don't know what led to the idea and who came up with it or whatever, but yeah, I don't know I don't think I would have done this.
Well, it falls on Tony. He's the main creative. There's nobody else. There's nobody else that can work with it.
On the ticket, when you buy a ticket, it does say card subject to change.
Well, this is like Arn Anderson and Cody Rhodes.
So this is a fucking swerve for that.
Right. No, well, they're taking advantage of that swerve. That's what I'm saying. And granted, in a way, it
like a
can
great
be intriguing.
kayfabe kind of like shoot stuff style.
But
now.
as Joe said before, and as I kind of alluded to, it's very confusing. It's not a matter that it can be intriguing. It's more so confusing than intriguing for me.
I don't know if Tony understands that right now. That this is a bit confusing for people, and he might say it's not. And maybe it makes sense actually. But what I think Tony doesn't understand is there's a lot of people out there that are dumb as fuck. And, he is a smart guy. Tony Khan is very smart. But if you book super smart stuff, most people aren't going to know what the fuck's going on.
I think what he's trying to do, honestly, is try to swerve the smart marks in this scenario. Yeah. I think that's what they're all trying to do. And granted, it's a good effort. But, again, when you look back at the overall story arc of everything that's happening with the main event, it just looks and sounds like dumb. In certain respects, and people always tell, oh, you're an AEW mark, you don't like WWE. I will call out any and all storylines for the sake of logic, both from the beginning to the end. It's not me marking out.
So what did you think about MJF's pipe bomb then? Like that was the same shit.
Here's the thing: that pipe bomb, that shoot work promo to a degree. Let's talk about that. What was he criticizing? Or who was he criticizing in that promo? He criticized the fans. He criticized the organization. He criticized Tony. And every time when people were cheering MJF, he would criticize the fans. So he's setting the table that if he were to come back, he will readdress everything that he just said. And as I said before, if he were to come back at All Out, because it's still up in the air, no one's for sure that but even though that Dave Meltzer says that he alluded to that MJF is coming back, that's still rumor and speculation. We don't know yet. I will say, if he does not come back at All Out, then there's a better chance that he'll definitely be in a program with somebody for the title at Full Gear in November. And if he doesn't, well, then the bloom's off the rose.
But that's great and all, but I'm saying like his promo compared to what CM Punk is doing, they're fucking trying to swerve you in this whole kayfabe way. I like this new style that they're doing. It's like a shoot
it's not necessarily a new style. It's just the fact that they're just trying to full smart marks and pretty much, as Joe said, just people that don't know what
doing. It's kind of like, exactly. And I kind of like that. Whatever they're doing, kind of like that it's different from whatever. Instead of just saying, the F word,
Yeah, Joe
bleeping it
Joe
out.
just put this out in the chat, and I'm actually kind of echoing this as well. If MJF is not on Dynamite the following show next week, then he's just pretty much done, and he's pretty much going to be sitting at home leaning on his contract.
Yeah, you would never leave this. You would never leave MJ off TV this much. This is the limit. This is absolutely the limit. First of all, he should be at All Out, right? This guy was a star. So this tells you probably, even right now, that this is real and this guy's done for real. Otherwise, if he shows up at All Out or he shows up the week after All Out, okay, maybe this was a planned thing. But after that, oh my God, bro, like, this guy was the star of the company.
Yeah, here's the thing though, Joe. Even if it's, let's say, like an extra month, yeah, trust me, it's still too long. But the longer that we're talking about him and the longer that we're wondering, the more intriguing that return will be, despite when it is. And yes, I do believe that if he doesn't show up by next week, I mean, it's a wasted done. But again, they could still do it for Full Gear in November. It's just gonna, like I said, the bloom's already gonna kind of be off the rose anyway.
Yeah, this is a problem. I mean, even if he, and that's the thing is, even if he does come back at this point, it's still been just too long. Like, why would you leave
he
this
left
guy?
in May, right? After
Yes.
the Double or Nothing pay-per-view, right?
You're right, around then. It's been over 3 months.
Around
That's
like
crazy.
May-ish. So now we're in August going into September. This was about 4 months.
And remember the rating that night when he flipped out? It was
Yes,
a crazy
and
rating.
he dropped a lot of F-bombs. He dropped a lot of shits and all that.
Yeah.
And he even criticized Warner, which, by the way, it was rumored that Warner executives were in the audience.
That's hilarious. I bet you he told them he'd do it. I mean, I don't know. Maybe not, though.
I'm pretty sure that they were, based upon the fact that Tony is very careful with what he would present on television, even though he asked the guy from GCW to use a pizza cutter on live TV against Jericho.
Oh, yeah. Pizza Cut Man, yeah.
Nick Cage?
Nick Cage.
Nick Cage, yeah.
Gage, I'm sorry.
Nick Cage.
Nick Cage? Oh, my gosh.
That was great.
You fucking mark!
I am a mark for Nick Cage, actually. I love his films. But at any rate.
Fucking homeboy saying, what did he say? He slapped CM Punk and said, what did he say? He said that he dropped the F word. I was like, yeah.
No. He said that to Tony. Fire me.
Yeah, fire me.
And then he cut off his mark. But here's what's so funny, Joe. When MJF left the ring, he didn't leave through the curtain. As a matter of fact, Punk came through the curtain as soon as the cameras went off, and MJF leaves the ring and exits through the crowd.
Right. I forgot all about that, Mustafa, and it's like that's what made you think, like, why? Because people a minute ago in the chat, there was a couple people, they said, why would you think that after all this time MJF would show up or whatever, at this point? And that, again, you're bringing it up and maybe about to say more about it, but the fact of the matter is he's got maybe something going on with Punk, so that's why I would think that.
I'm speaking to M in the chat. He's just like, "Did you were about to say Machine Gun Kelly?" And I'm like,
"Yeah,
I ran."
MGK.
I'm like Conan.
I thought MGK too.
Tonight they didn't drop the fuck word.
Yes, Steel or whatever this guy, Steel Magnolia.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, that's what I was
Steel Magnolia dropped it on Punk. Yeah, he was like, "Yo, you're fucking CM Punk" or something like that.
Yeah. CM fucking Punk.
What a haircut on this guy too, by the way, looking good. I mean,
dude,
CM Punk looks older than him, and he trained CM Punk. CM Punk looks older,
taller, older, grayer.
Yeah. This guy probably
looks
drinks.
like a wrestler.
This guy probably drinks and does drugs, and he looks better than Punk. Punk looks like a fucking hobo.
I actually want to know a little bit more about this guy. I want to know more about this guy because he says, I'm proud of most of the things I've done in my career, but more importantly, I was proud that I trained you. I want to know more about this guy, actually, because his fire-up promo against Punk and then slap him was more intriguing than Punk, like, for the first 5 minutes of the promo.
Yeah, this guy should be on the show, cutting promos on people. Like, this guy had intensity. That's what we're missing. Intensity.
Piece of shit.
Oh.
What's with Omega doing the 2001 Triple H leave as biggest heel to have surgery then return as face angle? What happens in hospital that makes them want to change into better humans? Big F is back. Great. If it's not more belts, it's more people. Wings.
It's just one of those things. It's a classic thing in wrestling. When you have a guy who's mega popular and then he eventually goes heel and he's getting heat and he's a bad guy and all these things, when he gets hurt and he comes back, you just can't sometimes stop the people from cheering for him, And I think after being hurt all that time, you want to be cheered. So it's one of those things where it's almost like a reward, for coming back after being injured for so long that, so that's really
there's a difference between being hated for the sake of being hated and love to be hated. And Kenny Omega is not just great at what he does both as a babyface and a heel, but he loves to be hated, just like anybody would, and even Jericho. But he made a great comparison. Well, he made a great comparison with Triple H. The only difference is that Kenny had multiple injuries through the course of the past, 6-7 years?
True. And
he had to rest up all those injuries within a succession of about 10 months. And yeah, he still has ring rust. But what made it even more interesting and more compelling was when Will Ospreay ripped the shirt off, and you saw all of that. You saw him with the I forget what that type of thing is, where you put that little sphere on your back and it absorbs all the sort of kind of
Oh, he's been doing that for a minute. Dude.
Yeah, the tension.
I've been noticing that for a while. Yeah.
Right. But also being taped up. The whole point of that was to show you how banged up he is.
Yeah, a lot of wrestlers do that. The whole
it's a compression thing, and I think with
fire,
I honestly think the compression shirt partially is just for the vertigo. I don't know if that's true, but I mean. I don't know, because it keeps him when you get that it's making his muscles contract and things like that. So I'm thinking
and Kenny hasn't really been able to go full throttle since he's been able to come back. He's been taking it very, very slowly.
Looked like he got hurt tonight on the V trigger too, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I saw it, and it was scary.
Yeah, he did a V trigger, and he sort of lunged in a weird way because he was trying to time it with the Bucks, and he was off. So he lunged in a weird way. And after he lunged in a weird way, he laid there weirdly afterwards, even though the Bucks got right back up. He didn't.
Even after that, when he was going for the V-trigger on the guy that he pinned, he barely got him in the head. He just got him on the back, and you heard the smack off the hand off the leg, and it just didn't look right. It looked awkward. It was almost as if
I thought he might have pulled a ligament on the top of it's that area right where your top of your leg goes into your hip, right in that area. You pull that sometimes and it hurts for a couple of days. It is kind of like the groin area. I don't know if that's what happened, but that's all I could envision. And he also looked labored afterwards, and they were bringing him water even though they were still on the air. It was weird. So
he's not going to be doing any physical activity for the next 4 days, until the pay-per-view.
It's the area where you like it to be licked, right there.
Oh yeah, it's the area where they handcuff your family members and throw them off a bridge.
Yes.
Sorry,
I was there.
You were you made it back. Oh, you get down with the turkey, Mustafa.
Turkeys?
Oh,
remix.
Bask in his turkey hole. It is a remix.
What if they belayed us? If the turkeys ate us? If they had to hate us? What if the turkeys ate us? Instead of they belayed us? What if the turkeys ate us? Instead of they ate us? Thanksgiving was a little bit different. Instead, those turkeys ate us. They cuddled us apart. And first
Smoking that turkey dust.
And then they might eat our butts. Yeah, the turkeys ate us. What if the turkeys ate us?
I'm in the minority, but I like the clap.
They're really coming too, because look at this. I took this picture yesterday outside my house.
Should have shot
I know I should have shot them. Here's one at my fence.
Holy shit, I'm scared of that one.
Thanksgiving's getting kind of fucking crazy.
Yo, the mama don't play.
Because people's blood might be the gravy. The turkeys might gobble on
That's a mother and her kids.
Instead, they might gobble
I did all the kids and body slammed the mother, and now that's his dinner for fucking.
Looks like the one our president would kill with.
That's a big ass turkey right there.
I stuffed that bad, bro.
What if the turkeys ate us?
The Soundwave, I believe. Oh no, it's basking his turkey
Big
hole.
Ass is now all elite. Him and the Ass Boys should win the trios belts and call themselves the Big Ass Boys and we're assless chaps.
Nah, bro. What I'm wondering is why isn't Enzo in the company with Big Cass? Dude, the two of them should be in there together right now.
Dude,
basking his turkey hole.
Enzo should have been in the company like 2 years ago.
Yes.
Like the fact of the matter
difficult.
is here's the thing. The fact of the matter is Enzo Amore, which by the way, yes, he does live in Jersey, and yes, he does multiple independent shots. This guy would be beneficial to that company, especially if he's not allowed back in WWE anytime soon. He would be beneficial to a multi-million-dollar company like AEW, both on camera and off camera.
Why is he not there? I don't get it.
It's mainly Enzo's choice, I guess. He wants to remain in the independent.
Is it really his choice?
They already have Sammy Guevara. They have enough rapists.
Oh.
Well, Velveteen's
allegedly.
in jail, so I guess that doesn't count for a threefer.
No, well, listen, Enzo was proven innocent, number one, but also, Velveteen Dream is questionable with kids. That's different.
Velveteen?
Yeah, bring in Velveteen.
That was worse.
How old are you, little boy? How old are you?
Yeah, you got it from Pat Patterson. He was trained by Pat Patterson.
Oh, no.
Training the men's room.
Man.
Dude, he still has not been proven. Many people just keep on thinking that, he has done that. Again, until you show me actual proof instead of just rumor, speculation, and just testimony that doesn't get into a court of law and proven by a reasonable doubt.
It was the 70s and 80s. Unless you had a big ass Bokeh camera that you would. Yeah.
Sign Lars Sullivan too. Bring him
or
on.
the referee that went through shit. Like, anyways, we're getting
the
way
Ring
off topic.
Boys.
Yeah. Oh no, don't want to go there.
Ready
That sounds
for
like a
Dark
good.
Tactics
That
4.
sounds like a good fucking a faction.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way,
Ring Boy.
a side note: are you going to be watching the Territories Dark Side of the Ring season, Joe? That's going to be coming up soon.
No, because you know what? I can't watch the Dark Side of the Ring stuff. Isn't it on like some channel?
No. It's the Territories. It's the Territories season that they're going to be going upon. It's a different series. It's from the
What
same
channel?
people, but they're teamed up with The Rock.
What channel?
Vice.
Yeah, I don't get
Vice.
Vice. I don't get Vice.
Okay, so you can see it on YouTube.
Really?
Probably immediately.
Hulu?
Yeah.
Also on Hulu, I think you could as
Where?
well.
Wait, on their Vice YouTube channel, or it's going to leak on someone's thing?
No, they're going to show the first episode. They're going to show the first episode of whatever it's going to be.
Dark
Yeah.
Side of the Ding-a-ling with Virgil.
Dark Side of the Dingling.
He's got
That's
no
right.
fans at his booth, y'all.
He's got no fans.
What if he actually made
Fans in hell.
We made his own website called No Fans.
He should
Just
make
as
it. No, Virgil should make an OnlyFans where he goes around and like bangs old time female diva types. And I swear to
No
God,
fans, all dick.
He still got the championship belt.
Oh, he's got the $1 million belt.
that's
Yeah.
right.
Keep on that.
Even if he
No,
didn't,
no,
dude. Even if it
but
wasn't
that-
real, if I was him, I would buy one of the replica $1 million belts, and I would just go around saying that was the real one and like charging
But that
people.
would be gimmick infringement, though, not just on Ted DiBiase, but also on Slick.
No, he had a piece of it at one point. He was the $1 million champ at one point.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
That ain't gimmick infringement. He was, I mean, if he's going around saying he's the $1 million champ, I mean, I don't know what. No, what are you gonna do? WWE
Hey,
owns it.
Virgil versus Vern Gagne in a
Viagra, that's
fucking
what he
cage
did.
match on
Blue Chew.
ownership of anything.
Right.
Dude, that's how territories are. What if that's how territories are built? They're like, hey,
Territories are built
I
on
got this
Viagra.
fucking city. Let's go in a fucking cage match.
Gagne wouldn't even sign Ryback.
Can you imagine if Vergania signed Ryback to AWA?
Mm.
Like they made him to be like the
Murdered
next Hulk
over.
Hogan and just failed badly.
Nick Bockwinkel versus Ryback.
Mm.
Oh my God! Yeah. That'd be like a warrior match going like 37 seconds.
Bockwinkel.
Oh, he's the
Aw.
promo god.
No, love that. The fucking whole goddamn other stuff that I didn't like.
So, anyways, Joe, going back to the to the whole show. I mean, with Punk now being in the main event, I mean, as we said, we didn't necessarily know what would happen last week. Now we know. Are you even remotely looking forward to the main event now after that promo?
A little bit. Well, I think Punk's gonna. It almost feels like Punk's gonna win. But if I hope to God MJF shows up and kills Punk or something. But other than
and again, it's not going to be during the match. I think it might be after the match.
Punk's going to win so they can have a third match.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Jon Moxley, this is some of his best stuff finally. And
he's still in the interim?
No, he's the undisputed champion as of right now.
Okay. At least made him undisputed, but he's still interim. He's about to lose.
No. He's really the champion now because he beat Punk last week. So now he's really the champion.
Interim means like you're still gonna lose, even though he's acknowledged now that he's got that title.
Are you acknowledging
now he's gonna fucking lose it? So he's still kind of like an interim.
Speaking of which, Joe, I mean this is insane.
Defending it once and that's it.
We have Clash of the Champions Saturday. We have All Out Sunday.
Clash at the asshole.
Clash at the Castle. I mean, it's insane. Like the amount of wrestling you have to consume, this weekend. Plus, also notwithstanding the fact that even though that All Out has been, gaining somewhat momentum, it's still not in the same vein as Clash at the Castle, based around the fact that most of the matches, including the main event matches, have been booked in advance for weeks, and it just doesn't feel. It just doesn't feel like this All Out compared to last year's All Out. Doesn't feel like a very anticipated show based on the surface. Like in theory and on paper, it sounds good, but still.
Yeah, what Pico? Pico, what'd you say, Pico? I missed that.
It's the first real week of college football.
Football in general.
Oh shit!
Football in general, baseball still, and
you got a big ass game on Sunday night. You got big games on Saturday afternoon and Saturday night.
You got UFC that night.
On Saturday, yeah. After the fact, yeah.
Probably boxing too. I haven't even checked into that.
But boxing, unfortunately, all due respect to boxing, the sport of boxing as a whole has not been in the same light as UFC has been over the past 10 years, unless if it was a major fight like Mayweather or somebody like that, Pacquiao, and those were the big drawing people of the sport of boxing.
You would have to be a hardcore boxing fan. That's why,
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I think as of right now, UFC is pretty much the dominant Ultimate Fight.
And a lot of times there's a lot of boxing matches that are out of here. Because because they rent the fucking Alamo Dome and shit like that, or the SBC Center, or AT&T Center.
That looks a little bit like Pacquiao.
Actually, I wanted to ask you about that. What do they normally draw these days when they do the Alamo Dome?
Dude, it gets fucking packed. There's fights. Okay, so...
in the stands.
60,000. I mean,
Golden Boy Productions, right? What do they pack usually at the Alamo Dome? 56, 40, something like that. 1,000, that's quite a bit.
But again, I love the fact that they even do it in Texas, where you could definitely fill out a stadium, especially if it's ingrained. If the culture of that is ingrained, but not necessarily in the Northeast, where me and Joe are at, in terms of boxing being a major deal like it once was, 30 years ago.
Well, boxing down here in Texas is pretty much a major deal. UFC is a big deal, but I think boxing still holds that fucking glue down here. There's plenty of people down on the fucking at the gyms right here that were trained by the biggest fucking boxers. You can talk more about this.
Who are you talking to?
What's he doing?
My homie right here.
Oh, I was about to say, I thought it was imaginary friend.
He actually knows a lot more boxing than I do, and that's why I'm getting more into it, because of him.
I've always loved boxing, but in terms of cultural significance, it really hasn't been as significant only when there's been, like I said, a Mayweather fight or a Pacquiao fight.
See, so you're thinking about so you're a casual fan. Just imagine you're a casual fan saying, "Hey, I'm gonna rent out WrestleMania because it's WrestleMania, and that's the only thing you look at." You know
The
what I'm saying?
brand.
Like, so think about it like that. Like you're only renting out Pacquiao. You're only renting out.
Oh no, I'll watch
big
prelims.
fights.
I'll watch
The
prelims. And I'll watch
prelims. But are you watching the people from the prelims build up their career, or are you going to watch only the main event?
Well,
That's when you get into it more.
The main draw would be the main event. So yeah, I'm a casual boxing fan, but ultimately, though, like I said, if I see a fight that's genuinely great that was on the bottom of the card, yeah, I'd be intrigued to figure out who these guys are, especially the person that had the most draw power within that based upon his ability or her ability. I absolutely be all over that. But again, a lot of times, even in UFC or in Bellator, you watch a prelim fight or a mid-card fight, and a lot of times it's basically a hit or miss, and most of the time a miss, especially if there's really not that engagement of not just being a great athlete, but more importantly, connecting with the audience.
There's plenty of times that we've seen UFC, and we are not even like, we don't know these motherfuckers that are over here, and they fucking start whooping ass, and then we say, "Hey, wasn't that the last guy that we saw last time, like 3 months ago, 6 months ago?"
We haven't really seen that many.
We start building up that little fan base about them. You just got to start watching it more.
But that's the thing,
what
though.
It is with wrestling too. Like you got to start watching it more, and then I mean, when I started watching wrestling, I was like, I don't know who the fuck Dan O'Brien is. I don't know who the fuck Cisneros, as I called him, instead of Cesaro. Remember that shit? I called him Cisneros. I was like, who the fuck is Cisneros? Cesaro. I was like, I don't care.
That's like a cereal, what you just said.
Like a pizza joint.
Or Italian. Welcome to Cisneros.
Yeah, by the way, Will Ospreay does sound like a soap.
Will Ospreay sounds like the fucking the drink. Ocean Spray.
But at any rate,
AKA Squirt.
The moral of the story is that going into this pay-per-view on Sunday, I'm like, about going into it, not because I'm not looking forward to the physicality of the matches. It's more or less the overall story arcs that are not as prevalent based upon what they've been trying to build, even though they've dealt with a lot of injuries and a lot of, stopping and starting and stopping, behind the scenes crap. It's been a tough summer for AEW.
All we know is that Moxley's gonna bleed. That's all we know.
Remember this happened with fucking WWE. All the fucking motherfuckers got injured. They had to bring up people, and then COVID happened. And then bring up people. They're gonna.
Well, even before that, even back in 2016, when people were going down like flies, they brought in AJ Styles, and they immediately put him on the main roster. You know what I mean? And within a year, I believe, he wrestled like Cena at Royal Rumble for the title. And it was one of the best matches I've seen in his career. Yeah, 2016, he came in.
Yeah, no, he came in, but he didn't go to NXT. He fucking went straight to the main roster because he needs to be there. He didn't need to go to NXT at all.
And again, at the time, I was actually a bit furious about that because I felt like, well, wait a minute, I don't care who you are. And granted, AJ Styles is just that, phenomenal. He was a Shawn Michaels in TNA for years and was the heart of that company. But again,
he did he did start his, or he did leave WWE, or when it was WWF, he did leave it. He got bought out. Well, he was in WCW. They got bought out. Yeah. And then he was there with him, and it was Rico, whatever. Fuck, I can't remember.
Yeah, I remember Rico.
Yeah, and then they fucking, they were called Air Paris.
Yeah.
And, what's up?
Rico Constantino.
There you go. Thank you. Rico Constantino. Thank you. I was like, I know you. You just had the word.
Prior to the Billy and Chuck.
But yeah, so yeah,
and then he left because he was like, he didn't feel comfortable, and he was like, you know what, I'm go make my name somewhere else.
Well, that's the funny thing too. A lot of people felt uncomfortable. Even Sting, which took him 13 years just to make up his mind to actually go up there, and he finally did. But then next thing you know, he gets injured by Seth Rollins inadvertently, and took him a little while to get back into the ring, and he finally came to AEW. It's, again, it's just all about vibe and timing. And when AJ came in, it was perfect timing because he just wrapped up with Ring of Honor. He wrapped up with New Japan. And the fact that even JBL, who was still on commentary, put him over by saying that he and Brock Lesnar were the only IWGP champions to ever be in WWE, I thought that was actually pretty sick. But getting back on track,
never won a match in WWE.
Well,
at the same time,
in the Royal Rumble, number 3.
At the same time, fucking Kenny Omega was also a part of, I think, FCW at the time, and they were trying to fucking.
No. He wasn't an FCW. He was an OVW.
OVW. Thank you. And then he fucking he was going to the main roster. He did like a few things, and then he was like, you know what, this is for me. So we left.
He went to Japan and he built his name from scratch in Japan. But as I said,
Kenny has actually been in WWE officially.
Well, that's the thing. When he was getting traction, and I remember this very specifically. I think it was actually during the time when Wrestle Kingdom 11 happened, and he had that six-star match with Okada. WWE started putting out footage of Kenny Omega on the network. You know what I mean? Like of him being in OVW when he had short hair and he was just a young boy, right? Mm-hmm. And the funny thing was with WWE, they're very slick on how they want to do a presentation of a former superstar who's, gone on the glory or whatever, or just somebody just to get the smart marks to clickbait and then have all the casuals go, who the heck is this guy? Because I keep on hearing his name. I heard about Kenny Omega's name for 3 years before I even watched his first match.
When did I ever saw you didn't watch him like in Ring of Honor? You didn't watch him in New Japan?
No. I kept on hearing his name, and it wasn't until 2016 where his name started getting more and more rapid, like on like different talk shows and stuff. And then finally, when I heard about the 6-star match, because again, Dave Meltzer's star rating.
6-star match. It was pretty close. It was good.
Yeah, well, here's the thing.
I went through a fucking little ass table. That was crazy.
It's whenever you hear the greatest match of all time, of course you're gonna be show nepotism and be pessimistic about it.
I mean, that's why I don't watch a lot of shows. Yeah.
But then here's the thing: Stone Cold Steve Austin put out a tweet saying that this match is pretty freaking great, and I want to talk to Dave about it immediately, and he did on his podcast at the time. So when I heard that and saw that, I was like, I got to watch this match. So I watched the whole pay-per-view all the way through, which was like 5.5 hours or whatever it was, as soon as I got back home. And it was like 4:00 in the morning the following day, because this happened on a Wednesday. And I believe I started watching this on a Thursday night, Friday. And I saw the match, and it blew my freaking mind how great it was. Not because it was the most technical or this or that. They displayed every type of wrestling you could think of without blood. And that was rare. You know what I mean? And they then surpassed it with a 7-star match, which again, the star rating at that point didn't really mean anything. But they did have a
7 stars, bro. Come on.
7 stars. That's what Meltzer gave it. Which I thought.
Meltzer's fucking out of his mind, dude. The guy can't even complete a fucking full sentence without.
I think we can all agree on the best match of all time.
Jesus Christ.
Definitely big show.
Out of all the matches that Okada and Omega had, I don't think that the first match was probably the best one that they had, despite the 2 out of 3 falls match, which was great.
Did you hear what Pico said? What did you say?
I think we can all agree on the best match of all time was Big Show against Akibono.
WrestleMania 21.
Oh my God, the fucking sumo match.
Please don't make me find your IP address. I will find out where you are.
Slightly ahead of the Snooki match with John Morrison.
No, the Kevin Federline match on Raw.
That was good.
No, it was not. Stop it.
I was hoping Bob Barker was going to wrestle.
Everybody knows that the best match was the fucking mattress match on the fucking stage.
You mean the sex celebration?
No, the mattress match on stage. Who was it? It was like 6 divas.
Oh, no.
It was a mattress
Baby Bowl match. That was good.
I think you're mentioning the pillow fight at WrestleMania 19, right?
I just remember they're on the stage. I was like, yes. They're on the lingerie.
Yes.
Hold on. Am I alone? I don't even care.
Do you have a credit card?
On a pole match and a forklift match.
And then we're neglecting Joe, everybody. We should probably let him back up.
I'm enjoying this.
This is his.
I have a headache, so I'm enjoying it. I'm just sitting here like, I'm enjoying listening.
Bro, you talking about headache, dude. Okay, so you ever ride one of those scooters?
What scooter?
One of those scooters?
Yeah, with those electric scooters you pay for your shit. So, anyways, I fucking
you ever break into the country illegally? Oh, yes. No, go ahead.
So I fucking go off a curb, or it's not a curb. It's that little dip that goes into the street, and it just rained. So I skirted, and I fucking bam! I fell, and then this happened.
Oh, you fucking got hurt again? What is what's
Dude,
wrong with
Falling hindwise in the street.
you? Jesus
You're always
Christ,
drinking
man.
and driving.
Oh my god, dude! So you know what saved me? I had a fucking full bag full of fucking beer. I had 3 40s and fucking 4 fucking, and they didn't pop at all. And I fucking had food in there. So my
You're
fucking
gonna end up like Jey Uso.
my head went back.
Or
I hit it
Jey
a little bit, and I was just like, bro. So I remember laying in the ground, and I hear this guy, "Holy shit, you okay? This might be the wrong time to ask you, but do you have a lighter?" I was just like,
He's
man,
hardcore.
fuck you.
Yeah, I do. If you get $20.
Dude. Oh my god, dude. So I fucking
Can you
like
imagine-
passed
can
out
you
like
imagine
30
the guy
times, dude.
helping him? You
I was like,
imagine
is
the
this what
guy
Daniel
with the
Bryan felt like?
$50 donation.
That's what Bret Hart felt like when he fell off his fucking bike. That's what he felt like.
You donated $20 to my cigarette habit.
It's because it's been raining so much.
Ace
down
Steel
here.
looks like Fat Miz. Tony Storm has post-wrestling career in
Oh.
all anal films. Punk will cheat to win by hitting Mox with loaded WWF ice cream bar. Joker should be Luke Berry. Con status tard. Think Tony fell off same tarded.
Rastafa phone sex operator, thank you for the donation. Much appreciated.
Are you lonely?
More donations.
Sup, Joe. You're the leader of a faction called the Sissy Frizzies. Who are the 3 members you pick? Alive or dead? Active or not?
Sissy Frizzies. I'm going with that guy with the haircut back in the day that you guys talked about earlier, actually. What's his name? With the haircut guy, the Fabio looking
Rico?
type. Rico.
Robbie,
Yeah.
Brutus Beefcake.
I'm going Rico, Bruce the Barber Beefcake, and Rick the Model Martel.
Ooh.
And we're all going to have dildos.
You're gonna have an orgy.
There you go, man. That's the group right there.
I thought the main event was awful, but the rest of the show was decent 6/10.
Doug Bigelow, thank you for the 666 donation. That evil duck is pissing out its mouth. Look at that, Dougie.
If Luke
thank you.
Perry's the Joker, that would be awesome.
Who?
Luke Perry.
Oh my God. They dig him
It's
up.
awesome.
And it wouldn't even be a parody. It'd be a wet dream come true. Ugh.
They dig him up from underneath the
You have a
ground
pet
and
dream.
ooh yeah, keep singing. I like that.
God.
Sorry.
So overall, I mean, again, there was a 6-man tag match that happened. Yeah, and you're talking about Malachi Black potentially maybe being talks with Hunter.
Seems like
I
that's
mean,
a fake rumor, but it could be true.
yeah, I doubt it. And plus, again, he signed an extensive contract from what I understand.
Then yeah, come on, yeah, it's got to be a fake.
You fucking Mark!
I mean, it's got to be fake.
Rolls more like it than Mark's. But another thing also too, Joe, and you kind of brought this up, I think a couple of days ago where I saw this posted or whatever. Apparently Bray Wyatt is in talks with Hunter and has been in talks with Hunter and allegedly may show up this Saturday at Clash of the Castle.
As Husky Harris.
Can you imagine?
Oh my
Can you
God.
imagine?
Dude, that and fucking Braun Strowman too. I've been
Yeah,
hearing
and
that.
Braun, exactly.
Stay away.
But-
Yeah.
and again, I don't
I'm
know
like, is Eric Rowan coming back?
well, then that leaves EC3 high and dry because I believe
He's been high and dry for a long time.
That's
bro.
his whole-
Come on.
Braun
He's
fucking,
used to it.
Raquel
Braun-
Rodriguez.
He's-
EC3 could be fucked by now.
Braun is the number one star there in his promotion, control the narrative, and you lose him. I mean, again, it's a big attraction, and you lose a lot on that.
EC3 could be coming back too because dude,
I highly
they
doubt that.
fucked off with EC3. He didn't do shit but shake his ass and get owned.
Same thing with Austin Aries, but again, you haven't heard from him ever since he walked out. But I'm not expecting him to show up anytime soon.
Where the fuck is Ricochet?
He's still there.
He's
It's just
dead.
he hasn't. He's probably in catering.
He beat
He's
Corbin.
in catering. He's
Yeah,
like
he's in catering.
he's serving the mashed potatoes. You want double?
Yeah, put the big thumbprint in the mashed potato.
Hey, Rastafa, I got this guy that you might like here. Check this guy out. You ever seen Ishiban #1? This guy's name is Ichiban #1. I'm editing this whole wrestling show together. It's going to be out soon, and I've got all these clips from it. But take a look at this clip from it. Ishiban #1. Look at this guy. It's amazing. No one.
The malls.
Look at this. Ishiban #1, Rastafa. Oh my! AJP is gonna
Where's
snap.
your hero now, huh?
He's gonna snap.
Now? Huh?
Watch this.
Where's this in Boston?
Providence, Rhode Island, but yeah. What if you got more than a 1 count? What if that happened? AJP getting distracted again. Look at Ishiban. That's a problem for him. Ooh, a shot right there, down low. By the way, the whole match he kicked out at 1. By the way. And Ichiban firing away. Another forearm right to the jaw. Forearms, 3 of them.
Doesn't surprise me.
Or maybe I guess it's 1.
We need
Dr. Clothesline
mask
is
guys
super
like Mr.
kick.
Wrestling
I don't think
number
he got all of
2.
it though.
I like how the
Slicing.
I like how the indie promotion didn't fucking have any umbrellas for the people
Well,
in the
well,
front
we
row.
had-
Look at they're
Fuck
trying
'em.
to see what's
Fuck
going
'em.
on.
Fuck them. Fuck them. That's what we say here in Massachusetts. We say fuck them. That's what we say.
Oh my god. Oh dude.
Whoa,
I
what'd
know
you call?
that,
Whoa,
dude.
whoa, what did you call him?
What?
Did you just call him?
Called him-
I thought you just called him something, a bad slur or something.
Oh no.
Wow, I thought
I love you Bostonians.
you like this. Well, this
Bostonians?
is
Is that
in
what it's
Providence, Rhode Island, though. By the way, I just want to comment real quick on Ichiban.
Is that north or south?
This is
Oh my gosh.
what?
South.
I just want
Get
to
a map,
comment.
Garguts.
I want to comment real quick on Ichiban here. Ichiban number 1, because watch this. I want to show you the snap, because this is a small guy who essentially could be like a Young Buck, a Rey Mysterio type, or somebody like that. But take a look at Ichiban. I want you to see this punch he throws, because if this little guy can throw a fucking proper punch, why can't John Moxley? Now watch this. Ready? Watch this punch. Ready? Snap. Boom! Look at that snap. Look at that punch. Like so that was a really good punch, man. I got to give it to that guy.
Okay.
Old school.
Yeah, I like that. I don't know who trained him or how he learned, but that was
Using the foot.
Show me a John Moxley punch that was just horrible, like a bad one.
almost all of them.
Yep.
Almost
Dude,
every
'Cause I
single
haven't
one
really
is.
picked that
Dude,
up.
I remember the first time I saw him, I was like, why the fuck does he punch like that? And my brother's like, hey,
Well,
he looks badass. And then eventually he started getting
Actually, this is a great conversation. So, who's the guy in the Jericho Appreciation Society that wears the suspenders?
Oh
better.
yeah, Garcia.
Fucking, Angelo Parker.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Oh, there you
Parker
go.
goes in and this was on camera. He goes for that last shot on Bryan Danielson, right? And you could tell it was fake. And I'm thinking Botchamania or Botch Club is going to pick that up, and it's just going to, it's going to resonate again. So, like, you want to talk about bad punches? Well, that was a bad punch in the way that he was sold, and as well.
It was bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not
No.
gonna lie, yeah, that was terrible. There
John
was
Moxley
worse
doesn't
one.
get punched than
There
he
was worse
does.
ones with the chicks match when they fucking try to body slam both. Or no,
Well, that's a
Oh,
forgiven.
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
the
it
double
was
body
it
slam
was
Young
it was the Young Bucks. Sorry, I get them confused sometimes with chicks. They they were trying to body slam both of them. I was like, what is going on? Nothing.
Have you accidentally jacked off to a Young Bucks match? Garden?
Oh,
He would actually, because they're from Rancho Cucamonga.
You fucking mark!
we need MJF back like right away.
Speaking of Impact, so apparently, Morrissey is most likely going to be exclusive to AEW. Thoughts?
Good for them. He better be. I mean, fuck Impact. By the way, Impact is still holding that fucking frosting cunt fucking hostage over there. That lady.
I did hear about that.
Who is that girl?
Lady Frost still fucking.
Lady Frost.
She's nobody, but she is being held hostage by AEW. I mean, by Impact Wrestling, allegedly.
That's fucked up. I would fucking break the contract. Fuck it. What does she owe?
Well,
I don't
Did
think
you
she
hear
owes
the
anybody.
No, nothing.
Darby Allin?
She's only
Dude.
she only gets paid if she competes. And since asking for her release in April, she hasn't competed.
Darby Allin left his company. It was a small company. He paid $12,000 to get out of
Of his
company
own money.
contract. Yeah. And what is this motherfucking bitch gonna fucking owe? Nothing, because she hasn't got paid nothing.
Since April.
She could just leave.
Well, no.
Yeah.
Well, technically, you can leave your independent contractor, but that means also that if you wrestle somewhere else, you can be sued because, again, you're breach of contract, and she doesn't want that.
Right.
I mean, unless you get paid under the table.
Well, that's the thing, though. You can't be
Oh.
paid under the
No.
table because
You
you're breaching
can't be.
the contract.
Yeah,
You know how it is.
No, it's in the contract. Unless she sucks someone's dick. Hey, Garguts. Ishiban number 1. Ichiban cut. Oh, look at this. Oh, a kick right. He needs to work on those kicks, though. Right there, GTS almost. He blocked it. Now
Yeah.
a series of kicks. Ichiban springboard.
WCW and they had
Oh, that's
Yano
nice.
4 and 5.
Yes, that was my favorite part. Look at the fluidity of this guy. I like this guy. Are you watching me right now, Ichiban number 1?
Series of kicks. Ichiban. Springboard. Right to the
This kid's got better fluidity than half the women's roster. Like, are you
Right.
kidding me?
Yeah, I enjoyed this guy. He's very small, but hey.
Got some good
But anyway,
footwork.
I'll let you know where that's going to air soon. I think it's on what's the
Small guys
I think
need
it's-
love too.
I think it's going to be on IWTV or something like that, or I'm not sure. Yeah. I think it's Independent Wrestling TV. I think it's going to be on there, IWTV. So I'll have it edited soon. It'll be up there. Just like I've been, I've had a lot of shows we put all over the place. But if you're in Rhode Island or you're in Massachusetts, there's another show coming up. September 11th. There's a show. It's going to be called
that's a great day.
9/11/2. That's what it's going to be called. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's going to be something else. But then we'll be back in October over there in Providence. So it'll be a lot of fun if you're out there. I don't know if I'm going to be there live or not, but we'll see. But
So, Joe, do you want to run down the all card?
no, because you know what? I think I want to cover it on Thursday.
Okay, and then we're also going to cover Clash at the Castle.
Yeah, I think we're going to do Clash at the Castle, and All Out. I think that will be the entire Out of Nowhere on Thursday night, which will be. We'll have to flip a coin of which one we do first, I guess.
Yo, Joe.
Yes, Garguts.
I'll ask you something. I got a fucking huge party coming in. They're all Bostonians.
What?
How do I connect more? Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like I'm gonna be hosting a party.
A party in Texas?
Are you going to be sober enough to host a party?
No, I'm gonna be working.
Wait a minute. So why are
so I need to know, how do I make more money off these guys
from Boston?
Just give me fucking a rundown.
What type of people are they from Boston though? Like what type of people are they? What,
Northern Boston.
North Shore people?
Yeah.
Do you know where they're from? Like for real? In the North Shore. They're not from Boston though?
They're coming back and they're gonna fucking hang out.
Tell them you want some.
Are they a band or are they like a group of people? Like why would they be there? Why?
So there's a huge convention going down here. So they're part of the convention, and I'm like, bro. So they literally fucking gave me a lot of fucking good reviews and all that shit.
Illegals Fest
Help me out.
22.
So I'm just saying, like, if I want to up my game, how do I do that?
Tell me you're a Patriots fan.
Just tell them to bend over.
Yeah.
We're a Patriots jersey.
Actually, they were already saying that.
Shit bomb.
I already did that.
Theory is now Austin Theory, and
Meaning
Riddle
the
is
hockey
now
stuff.
Matt Riddle via multiple
That's what I'm saying.
confirmed reports.
Tell me you're a
close to
Bruins
Triple
fan.
H.
Theory is now Austin Theory again. Yes, and Riddle is now Matt Riddle again. Yes, we kind of figured that out the other day, and a lot of people they'd already shot that other promo before that happened, so that's why he was still kind of. But yeah, that's nice to get a nice full name again. D. Welsh, thank you.
Yeah.
So I heard that they're all getting their full names back. You think we're gonna see more full names? Or we're gonna see less?
So what's this? The white supremacist convention? Is that what's going on?
No, Illegals Fest.
Is that what you're?
The white convention fest? No.
Or is it? Or maybe it's a legal fest. A legal fest 2022.
Oh man, you guessed it right on the. So
yeah.
if
So wait a minute. I know what you're doing. You're a narc. You're a goddamn narc. You're the guy who tells these white guys from Boston, and by the way, ICE. In other words, ICE. And you have them come down there to go hunting illegals, and you narc and you fucking front on everybody out there and tell them all the place, and they round these fucking little things up in every local piñata there is out there. You're a scumbag. I know what's going on here. You're like the guy in that movie. You're like the guy in what the fuck is it called? What's the Mel Gibson movie with the cards and the poker?
You talking about fucking fuck.
No, yeah.
Mel Gibson movie and cards.
He's in the poker tournament. Maverick. You're Mel Gibson in Maverick, except instead of a Native American, you let that fucking Russian Bulgarian guy come hunt Native Americans as a cowboy. You let these white guys from Boston who are like the racist type from Southie come down and round up illegals, and then because it doesn't matter, ICE can go anywhere. So you're a big narc, is what you are.
He's an informant.
You're a scumbag. You're an informant. Yeah. Oh my God. That's what this is.
Next question.
What?
Yeah, Nicholson in The Departed.
Yeah.
There you go.
I figured it out. You're Jack Nicholson in The Departed. Don't you just want to round up some illegals, masturbate to pics of their family, and then go home after a long night of drinking? I'm sure you'd love to do that.
More like Jack Nicholson in About Schmidt.
How about this? How about
I
this,
bought Schmidt
Garguts?
in my mouth.
Why don't you pull your pants down real low and let me have a gander at your pecker? And then I'll tell your boyfriend next to you why he shouldn't suck you off.
The Line in 5 Easy Pieces with Jack Nicholson.
Oh my God, Jesse the Body Ventura and Jack Nicholson in a movie.
That's the bit.
You know what? Who cares?
This Sunday night, Garguts, this Sunday night, just as the moon is rising, I'm going to knock back a shot of tequila and then show you my prick. How about that? If I show you my
I'd
prick.
say that your shot of your prick is not going to be enough for a shot in my mouth. Better make it rise. Make it rise even more. You've ever been.
There's Johnny.
I am a Navy SEAL and deserve to be in this picture. I deserve more money than Mr. Nicholson.
I used to rape people for Vince McMahon. Do you know what that was like? It wasn't my call. Vince told me to do it, and so I did. So what? She was 19. I stretched her out a little bit.
And that's how fucking Chris Benoit died.
Jesse, calm down because I have more Oscars than you will ever have.
You know what? So what's your name?
I don't know. My impressions aren't very good, but everything Rostava does just sounds like Rostava.
I know, that's why I keep laughing at it. God damn it.
Did you ever notice that both the women's names that were killed by wrestlers are Nancy? Jimmy Snuka and
oh my God! Hey, Nancy's coming threes, right? So when's the Linda's gonna come around?
Nancy Kerrigan got hit pretty hard too. She almost died herself.
What was the chick that used to do HLN? Nancy, she also covered the Benoit story.
Whore, I think. No, I don't know.
I was just say Princess Diana.
Nancy Grace. That's what her name was. Nancy Grace.
That's right. Nancy Grace.
She likes Grace on her face. She was a big disgrace.
What does that even mean?
We don't know.
Yeah.
It was semen.
Semen?
Yeah, semen. She likes semen on her fucking face.
Semen is what you made the mistake of leaving behind at the fucking goddamn crime scene.
That's why you got fired at the sperm bank.
I know I fucking picked them all up. It was only one drop.
You know, I've been thinking recently, what if I masturbated to a dog's head? Oh my God, look at Garguts. Is that Steel Reserve again?
Of course.
Yes, it is.
He owns stock in the
Actually, no. So I've been drinking other beers.
Yo, chat rolls through y'all right now. Because you're watching like 59 seconds, behind, and you're just like, yo, who is that? Screw you, man.
Who is what?
No, what I said earlier, when I did my impression of Jack Nicholson.
Save your bottles for deposit the 5 cents back on everyone.
I wish, but if I live in Texas, bro. So it's like they don't
do that then.
The Joe Cronin Show is brought to you by 40. Drink a 40, poppin' lockin'. It's crime time.
It's not liquor, I bet.
It's not even on here.
It's drown time.
All you do with this shit is fucking recycle it, and that's it.
Well, don't fall on them, and they'll break and cut.
Actually, this is even better.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, it's crime time.
Brooklyn. Psh, bring it. Bringing the hood to you.
Cream time is better. Oh, what is that?
Velveteen cream time?
What is that?
Are you getting waterboarded, Joe? Oh, he's gargling.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, listen to this. No, it's crime time.
Nah, I get it. Hey,
oh my God!
You fucking Mark!
No, you douchebag!
Fucking farted!
Oh no! I am sorry. Too soon.
Hey, real quick, did you see about Pantera fucking confirming the fucking dates?
Yes, I didn't look at them yet though. Didn't look at them yet though.
It's happening.
It's only in South America. They're gonna work their way up though. It's gonna be great,
Like you did?
man. Oh,
You can't have the Beatles without Paul and John. You can't have Pantera without the fucking Paul brothers.
that is true.
They should have had Morrissey
Well,
debut.
we have Queen without Freddie and without John
that's not
Deacon.
Queen.
They should have
That
had.
fucking is not Queen.
They should have had Morrissey debut by coming from underneath the ring, and like attacking Wardlow. That would have been fun.
Dude, seriously, why did he fucking come down the ring instead of
Wardlow already beat
crowd?
him.
Come down the ring.
Oh yeah, by the way, that match was a squash match, or I'm sorry, a development match for the guys we didn't know in the ring.
Morrissey should fight Morrissey from the Smiths.
Right.
I'd watch that.
I bet you the Smiths guy wins if he shoves a drumstick up Morrissey's ass.
I would actually
Like,
get
if he
Gargano
comes out to
excited.
How Soon Is Now, and fucking that's his theme.
Morrissey had a deep voice, didn't he? Like kind of like like that.
He always had
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. See.
He's like British Elvis.
Speaking of deep, how deep can you get in that fucking redhead over there? You see her?
Oh
No.
yeah.
How,
They kept showing her on TV today, and I was like, why?
I trained CM Punk, but I look 10 years younger than him.
And smaller.
He is smaller. That is true.
It's some Grecian
But again, no, it's
formula,
not about the
man.
size, mate. It's how you use
He
it.
looks like
I
a
know.
fired up coach, though.
He's
No,
got a
but
fucking
that
I'm not
middle.
gonna lie to you though. That slap that he did, the Punk again, it sold me in the sense that okay, this is happening, and I already know Punk is gonna go over. After that slap, I knew Punk was going over.
Well, let me tell you something. I think CM Punk's trainer would have lasted longer in a UFC fight than Punk.
Probably, probably.
You
Why
imagine
wouldn't
that?
anyone else go to the ring and grab that contract?
Right.
You know?
Oh, I'm just going to leave it in the ring for anybody to come get it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even an active wrestler that got it.
Leon Ruff or Leo Rush should come out and grab it. Anybody could have grabbed it. Anybody.
Yeah, that,
Yeah, or they could have done like a whole like fight on the
That's why it's a
ramp.
fucking. That's why it's gonna be a
Do like a
fucking
whole fight on the
storyline.
ramp with a number of different superstars, and then have the guy pick up the letter and just hide in the crowd or do something.
what would have been
you know?
funny is if important people were coming out and then they started arguing and fighting over it, and then this guy weaseled, like ran out and then dove underneath them all
But
and
just
came out
said-
with it and ran away. Yeah,
Leave it in the fucking ring, you know?
I don't know. It's not the worst thing. It's a little weird, but it's it's not the worst thing. It's not the best thing. It's a thing. But the show went by quick. I just
miss the
can't-
days when the
No, go
I
ahead.
miss the days when the U.S. title and the Intercontinental title were meant you were the number one contender automatically.
Well, I
Well,
don't know if
that's slowly coming to fruition.
it
Like
just
when Ultimate Warrior beat Hogan.
it's that it felt that way. It felt that like this is the next guy or this could be the next guy, and it wasn't necessarily a ticket that you're gonna become and go right to. Like Honky Tonk Man didn't do that and stuff like that.
No.
But it did mean like this is a major player. This is the top guy of the mid card. There's no doubt about it. But he ain't the top guy of the company. But he is one of the top players in this company and the second most important title. And it felt that way. And you're right. Now it just
Wardlow
feels
should
like
be the number one contender.
Wardlow should be something, and I don't know.
Well, did you read that article that he actually, because he made a statement saying that he hasn't been really the same since the whole MJF incident, and he's been trying to like get back on the on that roller coaster train, especially after MJF left, and unfortunately, it's been very, very difficult for him. I would think too.
Yeah, I mean they messed that up themselves. He should be rolling.
Wait, AEW or Warlow?
AEW messed up Wardlow. They had him on. They had Wardlow on fire, and they themselves they cooled him off themselves by not just going nuts with him, and they've obviously cooled off MJF for whatever reason. Whoever fault it is, MJF's fault, Tony Khan's fault, whoever. MJF
I think
has
it's
been
a combination.
Yeah, well, he's been cooled
Personally.
off too. So you're two homegrown guys were cooled off by you. And the most important thing is CM Punk and Moxley. Fine, but they're in cruise control. But why whatever. Wardlow's still there, and it's still good, pretty whatever. But, man, cooled off completely for the most part.
And also the title, too. Even the TNT title has been cooled off as well to a degree.
Yeah.
The TV title. He should be on every week.
I'm sorry. Like, if you don't see that there's a problem here of some aspect, it doesn't mean the company's dead and it's all terrible. No, it's just that, like, for no real reason, there is no reason. For no reason, you shot yourself in the foot. And if Tony Khan doesn't understand he's done that, you have done that, Tony Khan. Some things you haven't, and it's great. And the show is still good. I love the show. We all kind of do. But you have shot yourself. You have cooled down multiple people as a result of just, I don't know, not caring, not having a brain about it. I don't know what the reason is, but you've cooled people down. And it is what it is, but it's true. It's damn true.
He basically runs the Jaguars, so he's busy doing that too.
It's like the Jaguars. Hey, we got a big professional football team, huh? We're not going to be that good though.
Same thing with the Cowboys. Most expensive.
No, the Cowboys are going to be pretty good this season, I think.
You think? Oh.
Chris Nagar.
We'll see what happens.
Exactly, Black Pumpkinhead. You have done that yourself, Anakin.
I've got the high ground now again, not again.
You turned her against me. You have done that yourself. Like with his weird accent, that doesn't sound like the original Obi-Wan. Really.
Anakin.
Forget it, Anakin. I've got the high ground. Now look at my dick.
Your girl.
Yes, Anakin Skyfucker.
Oh my gosh, you got to go back into that bit again, man. I missed that.
Take out your sword, Anakin Skywalker.
You are not one with the dark side of the Force.
You come to the dark side of the Force and fuck my asshole open.
Bend
You don't know
over.
the power of my... Well, I'm trying to do Darth Vader now. I can't do that. Obi-Wan, you don't know the power of my cocksucker.
Sounds like Jesse Ventura playing Darth.
I only know the power of the cock, Vader.
No. That was Yoda.
Cock rocket.
That was Yoda burning to pieces. Retarded.
Yoda. Why was
Masturbate
Yoda,
to pics of my family. I do.
Why was Yoda the Yiddish fucking master?
Yoda had no pecker.
Yiddish. Dude,
Oh my
like the guy
God.
might as well had a yarmulke on his head. Wait, I think he did at one point.
My throat really hurts, so that was really hard to do that. I was going to tell you right now, that was difficult.
Sorry, releases.
Suck my dick, you will, Anakin.
Oh my gosh, that's
Whoa, what the
horrifying.
fuck was that?
That
Holy
was
shit.
horrifying.
It was very good.
That was. You sound like the homeless guy that tried to rape me once. That's what you just sounded like. You sounded like Disco Inferno trying not to get raped by Conan the other day. I heard.
By the way, what was your opinion of when Disco Inferno made that comment about Eddie Kingston last week?
I didn't hear it. What did he say?
So basically, he was fat shaming him, pretty much.
Well, what's saying like, oh, the guy isn't. He doesn't look like a wrestler, like Kevin Owens type of thing, or
No. More or less, like this whole. At first, I'm thinking he's on Eddie Kingston's side at the first part of the tweet. Then he goes, "Hey, man, like you got. It's up to you whether or not you want to get in shape and blah blah blah." Because apparently he's a dietitian, right? So he should be giving Eddie advice, and then Eddie puts him on blast,
Shit
which I thought was
bomb.
hilarious.
Tony just wanted to LARP as a pro wrestling owner.
I mean, maybe. I get it. I don't think so, though, man. He lives this. He loves it as a fan. He lives wrestling. Tony Khan lives wrestling, man. So I don't think it's just 100% that he wanted to LARP as. That's somebody who, like... So I mean, that's like someone who's not that passionate that would do that. They want some attention. They want to try it, so they LARP at it, and then they give up, or they don't want to do it anymore. I think Tony Khan will be watching wrestling till he's 90. This guy means it in a way. He means. In fact, I think he really means it. You know what I mean? Like, because again, the comparison to me is this: Ring of Honor is dead, and Tony had to buy it. New Japan Pro Wrestling in America only gets about 100,000 viewers. Tony Khan wants his company to be Ring of Honor and New Japan Pro Wrestling. That's
No,
not
even more than that. I think he really wants it to be like the current NWA in the sense of not in terms of how small it is now, but be like the main hub for all international and regional wrestling that may not have a bigger television deal than what AEW or WWE has. He's not only got a television deal and he's got it on a major network.
But that's a mistake.
He has all these people coming out of the woodwork. From various different companies, so AEW is the number 2 company in America,
but that's
and
dumb.
all these other promotions are coming in.
But what I'm saying is that's dumb because you're trying to model yourself not after that. He's trying to be Ring of Honor and New Japan Pro Wrestling, but those companies they already exist and they don't do so well. So it's
on
like
their own, yeah.
It's like, dude, what like this is a mistake in my opinion. This show needs to get more entertainment. Like and less like this because it's too much. It's too small of a group of niche fans. Like 600,000 of their viewers want.
Well, we said this a couple weeks ago, Joe, where Eric Bischoff said that he's got to stop thinking just for one section of the audience when it comes to like the marks on the internet, and more so about going after the casual viewer. That's probably going to be a stronger market for him, but he knows that it's a pro wrestling company and not a sports entertainment company.
Yeah, and that's the thing, though, is that, but again, like I don't think, all you need to realize is what I just said and repeat it to yourself and think about it for a second. He wants to be Ring of Honor in New Japan. Well, you're not going to turn that into mainstream unless you have that casual balance. Like you've got to have more than just flippy flopping all over the place. No one's gonna care.
And
why can't people just
like be that guy too?
What?
I thought, and plus, I would believe if MJF, which by the way, he's still contractually with AEW, I would think that he would be the focal point and the centerpiece of that company in terms of aiming for that larger audience, especially as a heel. Because, again, if you're going to go after the casual fan, especially if you're going to make wrestling fans jump that guardrail to make it as real as possible, even though that we know it's a work, then we're not only printing money, we're practically making money for the next 5 to 10 years guaranteed without question.
WWE needs to do better. They can get more viewers. AEW can do the same thing. They're missing out on something. What were you asking me about Disco Inferno a minute ago, by the way? Oh, he called Eddie Kingston, Tubby or something. Hey, listen, he is, but you know what? I mean, the guy doesn't need to be in shape for his character.
No, he doesn't. That's his character. That's who he is.
Yeah.
It's the mojo.
Yeah, there's no, and I get it. The guy don't look like, he looks like Humpty Dumpty kind of, but, he's a Cactus Jack-like type of guy. That sort of thing to me.
Yeah, or even Onita. Even Onita in his later, because when he first started, he was just like, any other, kind of like a high flyer wrestler. But then when Onita became a hardcore wrestler, you know what I mean? That was pretty much his gimmick. And he didn't care what he looked like. It was the same thing. Eddie Kingston is more like a Onita and sort of kind of like a Mick Foley type of performer. Yeah. But he also, for a lot of people who don't know, he basically trains MMA style when he goes into his regiments at the gym. I mean, if you remember the promo package, I believe he and Moxley had it over a year ago.
Raise your hand if you know who Onita is in the chat. Raise your hand if you actually know who the fuck that is in the chat.
Dude, didn't you not watch The Dark Side of the Ring with FMW and you heard about Onita and the whole FMW story? That's Onita.
I didn't see it. The Dark Side of the Ring, is that on Vice?
Yes, it is on Vice. You can also watch it on the line, dude. You can find it anywhere on the internet.
Hey, guess what? 250,000 people watched that episode.
Well, it was the biggest show that they had on Vice for every season that they had.
I know. I'm just saying you're doing that thing though, where it's like, don't you know who this is? Like, no. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is what I'm saying. These people, like, some people live in a weird fucking made up reality where like these people are megastars when they're not. They're not megastars.
I never said that
no, I know. I'm not blaming you for this. I'm just saying some people live in a world, not necessarily you, but I mean a lot of people do. Where don't you know? And I don't. And I watch a shitload of wrestling, and I've seen Onita maybe a couple of times. I vaguely remember the name, and I know he's been around a while. But dude, it's like, bro, like Did you not see that? First of all, I didn't see any of his matches really, and second of all, I didn't see that Dark Side of the Ring episode.
Well, do you remember? The
by the way,
deathmatch?
Look at this: 135,000. That's fucking it. 135,000 people saw the Onita episode, and then on top of that, how many people actually know who he is in the whole United States? 200,000, maybe, if that might be lucky. So it's like, dude, he might be great, but I'm just saying. Like,
but even as a Japanese wrestling fan, like again, he's well known even in the past.
That's
But at the end of the
great
day,
for
yes,
them.
we're not in Japan. We're not in Japan. We're in the U.S.
Right.
All I'm saying is that, and then also, if you remember, they mentioned him heavily during the Kenny Omega, I believe it was the John Moxley exploding barbed wire death match that sucked. But you know what I mean. You know, he was involved in that, so, and that's where they got the idea from. And they even did promo footage that they added in the promo packages for the build-up for the match.
They don't know that at all.
But Gargans, what's going on over there?
Hold on. Okay, so
The Mysterio Legends
my
episode was
homie. Okay, so he's saying that Onita is the original person who came out to fucking Moxley's song.
Yeah, Wild Thing.
Okay, yeah. There you go. Yeah, now I kind of remember that now.
Charlie Sheen came out to it.
Yeah, right. Charlie Sheen really did it.
Well, Charlie Sheen came out to a lot of things.
The recent episode. Look at this.
Charlie Sheen got STDs.
This show. I'm just saying. Like again, Tony Khan is like a mark for this stuff, which is fine. I get it, but my God, bro, if this is what you're looking to do, you're not going to do very well.
He's not going to grow at all. At that rate,
you're not going to grow, and that's the thing again, I don't mind having this portion of AEW. I want everything. The thing that made AEW great originally was the fact that there was so much of a diversity of type of wrestling. That's what we need. Is this diversity of wrestling and stuff like that. Several in AEW, this comes courtesy of Sith Negan for sending this. Several in AEW, according to Sean Ross there, Bobby Fish's AEW contract is not being renewed. I mean, good. He hasn't done shit. What did Bobby Fish come out 8 times total? And that's it?
Not including tag matches?
Yeah, I don't even know. So he's done.
I mean,
Bobby Fish. Where's my rage? They have testicular cancer
because they have too many people. They have too many people, and it's.
Well, they also were injuries too. So again, it could be anything. I don't know why.
Well, there's just way too much and I get why Tony Khan did it, But I just want everybody to think about this. I think a lot of us can agree that Wardlow has been kind of cooled off, and I don't know why.
Yeah,
MJF is something's wrong with MJF one way or the other. And now you've got all these people that you were so excited to go they're here. Oh my God, he's here. But after that,
he's here.
After that,
started with podium.
Yes, nothing after that though. Bobby Fish, I told you, man. First of all, Bobby Fish, I hate to tell you, he's a great foot soldier, great sort of talented wrestler. He's got a thick look and whatever. Nothing. He won't draw shit.
He's like 42 or something.
He will not draw shit. I respect him, and he's a good wrestler, and things like that. That's it. So right down next to him, Bobby Fish, 5 out of 10. Do you want another 5 out of 10? You don't need one. Get it out of here.
He's the 4th guy in the Undisputed Era.
Exactly.
Where's Adam Cole?
Hurt.
Oh, he's injured. Adam Cole's.
He can be injured and still cutting promos right now. Why isn't he doing that?
Because it's bad. He's got a bad concussion, right? I think still dealing with some kind of post-concussion syndrome.
Keep doing Panama Sunrise.
Yeah, keep doing that.
Right. That's how you get vertigo.
Maybe he's doing these. He's lifting up, trying to build up those arms a little bit. Adam Cole's. That's what he's doing. Maybe. This is the harsh reality of it. I want to go around and suck all these guys off too, hoping they'll be like, this Joe Cronin guy's a good announcer. I kind of like his opinions. Tony, think about it. But no, instead they're probably like, that guy's a scumbag, a cocksucker, or whatever the fuck they say about me.
You speaking the truth, bro.
Listen, that these people are not bad. You know what I mean? But when it comes to the reality of millions of people on television and wrestling and growing, here's the thing too: is Tony Khan, unfortunately, it's a little bit of an oversell too, right? When someone debuts and it's like, my God, they're here. How many foot soldiers can you debut as if they're the next big thing? You're also ruining that too when people debut like this. But I get why you do it. You can't help it because it's a pop. It's a news story. It is big. But the thing is, when people debuted in WWE, this reminds me a lot of WCW, by the way. When people debuted in WCW from WWF, a lot of times, originally it was huge, right? When Kevin Nash showed up, Scott Hall showed up, when Hulk Hogan showed up, and kind of when the Macho Man showed up, and maybe one or two others. But after that,
Jeff Jarrett.
But after that, though, dude, it was dead. After that, no. All the debuts, it was always like now. And I think it started with Bret Hart. When Bret Hart debuted, it was kind of like, okay. And then after Bret Hart, that was it. It was always every debut was dumb and useless. And the WWE, though, they would debut everybody great. It was like the Paul White even was like a fun debut. Chris Jericho's debut was insane. Eddie Guerrero, fucking Dean Malenko and everybody, like Chris Benoit, their debut, they seemed like this huge important thing. All of them, every single debut almost seemed like an important thing. And then they went on. They went on to be important characters usually, right? Now, pretty soon Vince saw at some point, Dean Malenko is kind of, has the personality of a fucking broom. So, and same thing with, speaking of brooms, Moppy face over there. Pretty soon, like, okay, this guy's a fucking knucklehead. And the cream rose to the top. Chris Benoit had the ability to be a top guy. Eddie Guerrero had the ability to be a top guy. But Dean Malenko didn't quite make it in the WWE because he's got...
Perry Saturn was very high as far as like Bruce Pritchard, Jim Ross thinking that he was going to be a big star, and it failed miserably.
Hold on. Let me stop you there. You said Perry Saturn was very high, and then bam, there you go. So
he was listed very high by Bruce Pritchard and Jim Ross as a big-time player, and he didn't deliver.
Tony's running
very high.
Like
he got very high.
They didn't know he was a motorcycle tard, though.
That's what you're trying to say, Joe, right?
Yeah,
that was much later.
He's running the company like a fan.
And that was much later, but I'm pretty sure he was still doing stuff.
Tony Khan is debuting everybody like they're big for the debut, but then has no idea what's next. That's what everybody's debut is like.
Well, for a large majority of them, yeah, especially if you're a former WWE star, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it's like I know it's going to be exciting when they come out on Wednesday night when this guy debuts. It's going to be super exciting, but only about 20 or 30% of the time does there seem like a good mapped out plan for that person or a character or something like that. Dude, when let's say Bobby Fish was going to debut in AEW again, like we're going to redo Bobby Fish's debut. What if Bobby Fish debuted and he had a character, like a whole fucking thing that you did not expect? Like his character is that he talks to the women and the women are gonna fall in love with him.
A Venus.
And but no, a little different. It's more weird and sadistic in a weird way. And women are gonna fall in love with him. And I'm gonna and he's obsessed with everybody's
Vince McMahon,
whatever it is. And he wears like a dress shirt and he gives a flower to someone in the crowd, and he talks about how he could take everybody's wife in the crowd, and he's this weird dude. And then he takes a picture at the crowd, and then he goes, "Thanks, I'm gonna save that later, honey," like that sort of thing. He goes, "I'm just looking out there for all my, what do you call the women in the groupies? For all my groupies out there, how many groupies want to get back to me later?" Now, that's a terrible idea, but I'm just giving you an example of you would not expect a guy like Bobby Fish to come into the company and do something like that. And Miro, when Miro debuted, they did something like this. He was a video game guy or something. It was fucking retarded. So I almost wonder if these bad ideas, like I sort of just came up with, and the one that they came up with for Miro, I wonder if these bad ideas made Tony Khan afraid to debut people in these other ways, other than just saying he's a great wrestler and he's here. But that's all they all are. I'm a great wrestler and I'm here. I'm a great wrestler and I'm here. I'm a midget like most of the other ones, but I'm here. And that's all they do because they're afraid to take chances. Now, Miro, but here's the thing. Miro got better. The promos he's been cutting were great, and now he's cooled off. Why is everyone fucking cooled off? Everybody is cooled off. Wardlow is the biggest example, and I know he's with FTR. And I know that that's a good pairing kind and whatever else. But it's almost like that's an afterthought pairing. We don't really know what to do right now, so stick all the good guys together and let them go out and just be the good guys.
Well, Joe, I wanted to actually talk to you about that. So let's just say if MJF does come back on Sunday, right? The following Wednesday, and I've been thinking about this, FTR has been on a roll as a babyface tag team. Wardlow has been on a roll as a babyface coming out of the whole MJF situation.
Don't go there.
What if the Pinnacle were to come back together and became a heel faction again, even despite the fact that all the months that they were leading up to that big payoff of Wardlow getting away from MJF is now his own man, but yet he calls his own shots, even though that they would still technically be the Pinnacle.
Wait.
I thought you were going to say he would come back as an unexplainable face for some reason.
No, there's no way. MJF is not coming back as a babyface. If that's the case, it's not going to. It's going to be.
He's going to be over, man.
What? He's going to be. Yeah, you could be over, but that doesn't mean.
Jesus.
Brian Danielson is a heel technically, but he's getting a babyface cheer. You know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, they're going up against another heel, JAS. So.
Yeah, there's Jake Hager tonight. But again, no, of course he's going to be cheered because he's respected. He's got the Ric Flair respect at this point.
It's heel versus heel, and now somebody's babyface now. So let's just say that doesn't exist anymore. No, I'm playing.
That depends on how much heat you're willing to get.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just saying, chill. I'm just saying that what if you can fucking flip flop back and forth.
Gargas, your mic just exploded everyone's head. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with your audio, man. Your mic just exploded everybody's head. But for the rest of the show, your mic was like normal, and then it's like you are the worst audio person.
I didn't even touch it.
You're the worst fucking audio person I've ever heard of.
Helen Keller of audio.
All right, whatever.
Okay, first and foremost, MJF is going to get a babyface reaction. Of course he is. But then guess what he did as soon as he came back after the Double or Nothing pay-per-view? He literally turned on the fans immediately because at the end of the day, he wasn't a babyface. And he let you know that he wasn't a babyface because he put them down, the company down, and Tony down. He's going to do the exact same thing if he were to come back.
Here's what we do. Does Tony Khan have a girlfriend or a wife? Does Tony Khan have a wife? Does anybody know?
Yes.
He does?
I believe he has a girlfriend. I'm not sure if that's his wife, but yeah, definitely.
This is perfect. First of all, you go get an actress or a wrestler that's very unknown woman. Tony Khan comes out in the middle of the show. Hey guys, I'm not going to take up too much time. It's only going to be a quick second, but I just wanted to do this in front of all of you. You guys have been like a family to me. I wanted to introduce you to a girl that's the love of my life right now. I don't know what's going to happen in the future, but right now, I love her.
I don't know what's going to happen in the future.
I just want you to welcome her into the AEW family. This is my girlfriend, Teresa. And then she's like, oh, like, nah. And then the crowd's like, yeah, Tony. All right, guys, so give her some love, whatever. And then, boom, MJF's music hits. MJF comes down to the ring. And this is after MJF's already come back. He's come back already. Now he comes down to the ring, and he goes, Tony, we've been through a lot of shit, and I just wanted to congratulate you, man. And I felt this was the perfect opportunity to tell you that you need to ditch this whore as soon as possible, like whatever. And then MJF assaults her. He punches her in the head or something. Oh my God, nice. That'd be great. MJF attacks Tony Khan's girlfriend. Let's go. Sorry.
Get ready for the SJWs on Twitter.
Gives her 10 lashes.
Gives her 10 lashes with a whip. And she's on. That would make it even better. Oh, man. I should be booking.
He screams, you fucking dark.
Oh, no.
You belong on AEW Dark.
Oh, yeah.
Is this what you do, Tony? Is this what you do? You promised me that there would be a deal worked out, and there hasn't been a fucking deal, Tony. Instead, you're running around here with dogs like this. Don't you let him fool you, honey. You must be the cheapest whore Tony could find. Like, oh my God, bro, dude, it would be so
kills her
hilarious.
like Katie Vick.
And then he snaps her neck right in the ring. Oh, my God. My God. I can smell Tony Khan's curry on your fish lips.
And Darby Allin fucks her in a coffin.
Oh, my God.
Like Katie Vick.
Oh, man, I'm telling you. They need more shit like that. Dude, the Ric Flair angle with Jeff Jarrett when he got busted open before the Ric Flair's last match, that was pretty good, man. AEW needs stuff like that, even though that was, don't get me, But you know what I'm saying? Like, they need more of that sort of stuff. Like, whenever people complain, about the shock factor or the blood or something like that, go fuck yourself. Because that shit adds to the show. I 100% believe it. We need a few more shocking, weird Vince Russo type of things. We need some variety in the show. If it's all flippy flop and let's just get to all out, like it's not. This is the worst build to an all out yet. It's got to be. I mean, I'm not saying it's even bad, but if it's a 6 or a 7 out of 10, in my opinion, I mean, I think every year we say this now. This is year 3 or 4, I think, of all out. Is this all out 4 or 3? 3?
This is all out 3. Yes.
So
All In was the one before.
Yeah, so All In was wonderful. All Out, the first one was great. The next All Out was all right.
Actually, no, I'll take that back. It's number 4.
It is 4. Okay, that makes more sense because it's gotten worse every year. The first 2 were pretty awesome. So All In was wonderful. All Out, first one, great.
Last year was when Punk returned against Darby.
And I think last year was the one where we were like, oh, okay, it took a little bit of a dip, but it was awesome because Punk and whatever. And now, I mean, this is... it's dropping a bit here,
And notice that they've always taken place in Chicago.
Well, that I understand, yeah. And it's sort of like it's because it's their New York. This is their WrestleMania, essentially, I think.
It's not Double or Nothing, which was what you would think it would be. But again,
Double or Nothing is there. To me, Double or Nothing is the SummerSlam for them.
Yeah.
It's the SummerSlam. And damn it, I'll come down there and open you up like my brother Owen would do.
My brother Owen.
It's been a long time, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and you call yourself the Rattlesnake. But honestly, you know what I do is I cut the heads off of snakes because I am the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. And the fact of the matter is, my cousin, the British Bulldog, took a header through a car windshield. Oh, what?
That was my sister, Diana.
Well... Diana was a... Oh, my God. I don't know what we're doing right now. I'm sorry.
I caught you.
This is so bad.
25 years.
Sorry. Whoa.
Tony's going to get the Jaguars when his dad decides to give it up, and that's going to suck.
I think Don Callis was one of my favorite things tonight. Put that guy on the mic.
I was actually going to ask you, do you think that... Because, again, Kenny Omega has started to become a babyface. Do you think that Don Callis, even though that Will Ospreay is not going to be here on a weekly basis... could potentially side with Will Ospreay trying to make him out to be the new Kenny Omega?
Well, listen.
Because he did drop little hints here and there.
It could be because the fact of the matter is Don Callis is a fucking star that needs to be on the show. He is their Paul Heyman. Would you keep Paul Heyman off the fucking show in WWE? Don Callis needs to be with a couple of heels that don't speak very well, and Don Callis can be fucking Don Callis. He's wicked entertaining. It's a waste.
Yeah,
he's still a part of Impact then.
No, he's not.
Remind me of the manager that came from WWE. He was in NXT. Now he's in AEW.
Is he?
He's racking up all these stars.
Wait, you're telling me that Don Callis is still part of Impact?
Are you saying that?
No,
not him. The manager, the African American gentleman.
Stokely.
Yeah, he's gathering up talent so he can create his own stable.
I get that.
To the point where Tony Schiavone got a Tony chant because he stood his ground.
Oh, that was great.
I think Morrissey should have ripped the earring off of fucking Tony's fucking head and punched him in the throat.
Tony needs a good heel turn.
You know what would have been funny is if Morrissey grabbed the card and then sliced Tony in the face and Tony went, ah, and then Morrissey went, you know what that is? That's a paper cut. That'd be fucking funny.
Schiavone was a heel in Impact for a little bit.
Yeah, he could do it, remember? That'll put some butts in seats. Let me tell you something. A lot of people, Ryback is going to be the Joker. It's going to be a great time.
Fuck no.
I'm kidding.
You know how I got these scars?
He's going to be the concession manager.
You know how I got these scars? I I was hanging out with McMahon, and we were in the gym, and I thought he was going to shoot me up. It actually turned out he was going to knife me up because I screwed up on the regimen.
Jack me off. All right, we better get the fuck out of here.
Yes.
Back in Mark Sullivan.
Anything else?
Overall, what did you give the show?
I'm gonna give the show I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10, I guess.
I gave it a 6 myself, so you know what that means, right? It beat Raw this week, according to what you said. It was like a 4 out of 5 to a 5 for Raw this week.
Yeah.
Glow beats Raw.
I think it's the third hour that kills Raw. They killed it this week because this show didn't have 3 hours of this. I don't know. It was so quick. The third hour is what made Raw lose, in my opinion. That's the only thing that made Raw lose this week. Otherwise, Raw would have beaten this again. And quite honestly, I think I'm giving them extra points here. But whatever. It was a weird show tonight. I had some fun. I also had some scratching head moments.
A lot of scratching head moments.
But, I mean, maybe it was a 5. I don't know.
Oh, one little thing that I want to nitpick. So that shooting star press that Will Ospreay did to try to go into the Indie Taker, first and foremost, it looked ridiculous. It looked horrible. Like, granted, okay, do a shooting star, but actually extend your arms to actually drive him down, and he didn't even do that.
I think
landed his head in
between his legs. I think he was trying to go in between his legs, and he missed. So he tried to go for the shoulder block.
Horrible.
Oh, yeah, he gave him the what's up off the top rope because he, put his head into his ass.
I was like, what the...
By the way, I do want to say
Here's another great spot. So Kenny Omega, you know how Will Ospreay does like that hand springboard to the outside?
Yeah.
And he's trying to do that. Basically, Kenny Omega just sees him and just basically does the full Nelson suplex. And Kenny's like, "You think this is my first rodeo, bruh?"
He was like, "Oh, you think I'm gonna wait there like everybody else does, or something like that?" He said something funny like that.
Yeah, it was so funny
because you thought he was gonna wait there and it was gonna be retarded like all the time. But it was like, I'm like, that's pretty funny. It's too bad it's true about most of the time. In fact, couple weeks ago or last week, I was raging about that exact thing. I think it was a week ago or 2 weeks ago that I was raging on Dynamite about, we all just fucking stand there and wait for the guy to do it. We just brought this up last week. And then Kenny was commenting on it, probably because he heard all the people commenting on it.
He listens to this show, by God.
Well, I doubt he does, but it's a real criticism that's real. It's not I get some people it doesn't bother, but it bothers a lot of people, and I think that they should do a little bit better. And I don't, do whatever you want. You know what I mean? I just know that now 1 million or less people watch. That's what I know.
Oh, please don't say that, Joe. Don't say do whatever you want. That can lead to bad karma.
Yeah, that's true. But I just don't want to. I don't want to tell people what to do.
I shouldn't even say karma.
Kenny Omega's on national TV. I'm sitting here on YouTube, fucking ready to kill myself. So, what do I got to know? But
So Joe, the poll that you put up in the chat earlier, how you thought AEW was, 47% say that it was good.
I'm pretty much in that category, like lower good, but like somewhere, like if there was like blah, okay, good, amazing, I'd say okay. But I'd probably pick good myself, like good, okay, somewhere in between there. So I get it. And blah is number 2. So, 21, but 21% that said amazing tonight, those are the type of people that understand the Onita stuff and some of those other things. Those are the people that
for that.
Yeah, they love that. And the blah, those are the not casuals, but the people that are like the Attitude Era WWE storyline things, I think. And,
the U.S. fans, basically.
Well, I think most of these people, 95% of these votes are from U.S. people. I'm sure of it. Because that's my audience.
No. I'm just saying more so U.S. based wrestling.
Sure. Yeah. Because we're in the U.S. So, yes, of course. Garbage, 10%. They're probably people that just hate AEW no matter what. Or they really did get pissed off tonight about some things. I get that. I'm somewhere in the middle of like, there was shit tonight that was stupid and pissed me off. And then there was a lot of stuff that was like, okay, like, are we not building the all out? I guess they really didn't do the greatest job. But then there is some things tonight that were great and good builds, or at least stuff that was interesting enough to make me happy that it's better than Raw usually. But, honestly, I think Raw might have been better, but I don't know, man. Like, again, 3 hours, it's insufferable. And the best thing that happened on Raw was Riddle and Seth Rollins shooting on each other. And by the way, that might have been the best thing of the week. That's the most important thing, is between these two shows, AEW was the more watchable beginning to end show. But WWE, I think, might have had the best moment. What's the best moment of AEW Dynamite or WWE Raw? I mean, I might be a bit of a sucker, and it is a little bit... Again, WWE still looks too produced, and AEW looks too independent, and amateur, yes, and WWE looks too overproduced. That's the problem. Both of them have a problem, in my opinion, or have a stigma, and it's a little too much. So I don't know what to do about that. I think the production of AEW needs to potentially step up a bit, and I think the WWE overproduction needs to fucking take a step back. And that's where
well Joe, they're going to Queens I think in about a month or two's time, and it's talking about production. The way that everything is going to look and feel huge. It's just that unfortunately it doesn't look that way on a weekly basis.
What do you mean it's going to look huge in AEW?
Like in terms of, I think it's called Asher Stadium, because they're going to be in that stadium, and it's like 20,000. That's where they're going to have like the two shows that are going to be like 2 hours for both Rampage and
yeah, but what the hell is that? It doesn't matter. I'm talking about the production of the show. I don't care where they go. They could go anywhere. The production don't look like it's, you know what I mean? It looks like
no. The production quality goes up when it normally is a bigger show, but in terms of a weekly basis, no, it's the same thing.
Yeah, it just never really looks much different. And I'm not just talking about the lighting and the looks 100%. It's a lot of things. But I at this point, like AEW, it feels like it's more exciting, like anything can happen. The WWE feels so overproduced that it still feels like cookie cutter, like this is what we do. You know, where AEW still feels like, I don't know what's going to happen. But they need to do more of that in AEW, and WWE needs to start doing more of that too. They've done a little bit of that sort of thing, a little bit with the Dexter Lumis stuff, but I don't know. Both companies are missing something.
And that's why I like to watch both companies, because you go back and forth and say, hey,
yeah,
there's something here that I'm not finding there. You go back and forth. Like it.
I think AEW.
Did you catch that? Did you catch that sign, Joe, that said, why not like both, or whatever it was saying? Why not enjoy both wrestling?
But yeah,
in the front row tonight.
I do.
That was a great
I think
sign.
some people don't, but we do. We enjoy. I don't know if I enjoy WWE. Last couple of years, I watch it and I want it, dude. I mean, before Triple H took over, I mean, WWE made me want to stick a knife through my head.
It's hard to enjoy 3 hours.
Yeah, I don't want. It's like I don't want WWE to. It's not like I'm like WWE sucks. AEW's the best. Ugh. That's not me. I'm not that type of person. I watch WWE and I'm depressed and I'm sad and I'm sick. But I'm not happy. I'm not like, this is great. WWE, so fuck you, and I love AEW. You know, that's somebody else. That ain't me. I just watch WWE and I feel like, kill me. You know, and then I watch AEW and they're all over the place. So it's which person do you like, the coma or the crackhead? Because that's what we got going on here.
What if it was Triple H that released all the emails because he saw your fucking review saying, Joe's going to leave?
I know, it is kind of weird, the timing. It's really funny on the timing. It really is. Hey, listen, man, we'll catch you guys tomorrow night for Out of Nowhere. It'll be a big prediction show. Clash at the Castle predictions, All Out predictions.
Fix your audio, Garguts, tomorrow.
Garguts, fix your audio for tomorrow, you fucking cocksucking, smoking ballsack fucker. And you fucking ballsack fucking goddamn
bastard.
You dick smoking ass motherfucker. Larry Funk.
Mountain Dew.
Thank you to Plasma Dick. I'm out. Thank you to Garguts. Check him out. He might be live. Garguts Entertainment. Check out my Patreon if you guys can, and thank you for anybody who donated tonight to support the show, man. That really helped out, especially D. Welsh, man. He dropped $100. $100 bomb from the one D. Welsh. Thank you, D. Welsh. I am the king of monetize this Friday night. Want a piece of this crown? Bring it on, baby. Your mom might try to win it from me. It ain't going to happen. And thanks to everybody in the chat, no matter what you thought. You love AEW, you hate it, you mixed, you love whatever the fuck you love. We're all here enjoying wrestling in one way. We're either enjoying, hating it, loving it, criticizing it, or having a fun time. Tonight was a mixed bag for me. I had some eye-rolling moments, and other times I was excited tonight. And I guess we're going to All Out. Let's just see how fun the pay-per-view is. Usually they're pretty good. Gaming Shevin, thank you for subbing to the channel. I'm Joe Cronin. Leave a like, leave a sub. Be here every day. I put out a news video earlier today where I talked about WrestleMania 39. Is it going to be Brock Lesnar versus Conor McGregor? Big stuff earlier. Go watch that video if you haven't seen it already. I don't know, Jessa. It's a good point, though. I will catch you guys tomorrow for Out of Nowhere. It's back Thursday night. D. Welsh, thank you for the $100, man. My throat is killing me a bit. I got to rewatch Jungle Boy's promo with Christian, too. I didn't watch it enough to know whether I loved it or liked it or whatever. I think I thought it was pretty good, but like nothing groundbreaking. But I got to go back and watch it again, and I'll try to follow up with that potentially tomorrow. Thanks so much, guys. Thank you. If you can, become a patron on patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. I have no sponsors, so you guys are the only things that keep me on the air, man. Think about it. $2, $5 a month, something. Patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. And you get thousands of other podcasts and crazy shit on my Patreon. So go look through it and have a blast. There's a shitload of shit on Patreon.
Biggest, most jacked guy, and please let me come.
Oh my god.
God, feed me Omega. God, give me the Young Bucks 2-on-1. God, let them be in the ring just ripping on the crowd. God, feed me Omega. The Young Bucks 2-on-1. Bucks 2-on-1. Young Bucks 2-on-1. Give me the Young Bucks 2-on-1. Give me the Young Bucks 2-on-1. God, give me the Young Bucks 2-on-1. God, feed me Omega. God, give me the Young Bucks 2-on-1. God, let them be in the ring just ripping on the crowd. God, feed me Omega. God. God, feed me Omega. God, feed me Omega. God, give me the Young Bucks 2-on-1.
Oh my god, bro.